Testing, 1, 2, 3. Hello. Are we on here? Okay. Let's see. Hey everyone. Merry Christmas, everyone. I know it's pretty close to Christmas, but I thought I'd make this opportunity to sort of hang out. People can chat, and we can talk about the 3 Down Stars patch update that just launched. This is version 1.69. This is the final update for 3 Down Stars. Unfortunately, it can only launch in North America. We tried very hard to get it launched in Europe, but unfortunately, that option just wasn't available to us because it's so late in the 3DS life cycle. So, Merry Christmas, everyone. Thanks for stopping by. I'm just preparing my hardware here, and then hopefully we can get this thing working properly. So, hey, Oli Dog, how's it going? Great, okay, and in just a second, if you'll just give me a minute or two, I'll finish setting this up, and let me know if the music is too loud or how it's going. So I hope you've all downloaded, if you're in North America, I hope you've downloaded the 3 Down Stars update. Let me just check the manual on this guy. Yeah, I hope you've downloaded the 3 Down Stars update. Let me check here, important information, make sure this is the US version. Yeah, CFAE. Okay. So I'm going to launch that, connect. Okay. And hopefully this works. Oh, clicked the wrong thing. Okay. So if we wait a minute, maybe this will come up, and then we can go over some of the updates and changes that are brought in with this new 3 Down Stars update. The most important thing is that this 3 Down Stars update fixes the critical... I'm a little off screen here. There we go. This update fixes the critical end of game glitch right at the very end that stops you from getting to the ending cutscene. That's been fixed. And I want to just massively thank everyone all around the world who has been bug reporting, sending feedback, sending feature requests. I have implemented a number of feature requests. There are improvements. There's massive stability improvements in this. I've been wrestling the Unity game engine for 3DS for a few years now. This is the very best that I can get the engine to work with 3 Down Stars. So it's loading quite slowly because it's also grappling with the streaming stuff as well, so that the hardware is running a little slow, but we should get there. Usually there's some issues when trying to stream this over the network. I don't have a capture card on my 3DS, unfortunately, so any second now, any second this should come through. Alright, I have faith. If we wait, it will load. One of the big feature request that I was able to implement is the lock-on. So in Frontier Fighters mode, there is an ability that you can equip that lets you lock on. Ah, fantastic. There we go. It's loading in. And the lock-on ability lets you move the camera, and it looks at the nearest enemy. They have to be within a certain distance. And it doesn't perfectly lock on. If you want to aim like a firearm, you still have to aim to some degree at the enemy. So it's not like a super cheap lock-on. People have requested that for story mode, but it really messes with the balance of story mode. But what I did do was I implemented a weaker version of the lock-on for story mode. So you press ZR and it will lock on. Well, it won't lock on, but it'll move the camera to face the nearest enemy within a certain distance. So when I say it's a weaker version of the auto lock-on, is that it has about 35 degrees where it won't perfectly move your camera to look at the enemy. So if you try to aim your gun, it'll be about 35 degrees off center. So it's not cheap, but it just moves the camera to show you, because in story mode, well, the enemies in general, okay, I'll just load this, I'll load the save point. So in general, enemies will try to flank you. It makes it difficult to shoot them. and there are situations where that can make things frustrating and difficult. So the lock-on for story mode has been introduced to help you just keep track of the enemy. So it's not a win button, it's not super cheap, it just helps you move the camera so you can see where the enemy is. And I think that's something that doesn't ruin the balance. I think it overall helps the gameplay, and this is a feature that many people have requested. To add to that, the enemy AI has also been adjusted to take into account feedback from people who've been playing around the world. So enemies, there was situations where the enemy AI could just jump like crazy, and it would flank a little too much, and then it would do a big jump. And so behavior like that has been improved and fixed, and it's more balanced now. So combat is a bit more fair. Yeah, Doc Potate. Yeah, I grew up playing Ocarina of Time. Oh, I forgot I had this outfit equipped. This is one of the new outfits. So Holt, Annalise, and Moss all have new All-American outfits that have been added in this update. So this is Annalise's All-American outfit here. She's got these golden hatchets on her back. She's totally American. How's it going? Hello. We'll be going over some of the changes. I'll boot into Frontier Fighters and I'll show you some of the outfits. And there's new characters as well, so please stay tuned. I'll be distributing new characters through the Code Linker system, and the upcoming games that are launching will also have Code Linker content in 3 down stars. Alright everyone, let's enjoy our coffee. Let's all just enjoy and hang out and enjoy the holiday season. The hardware might crash again because it's using the streaming software, so if it does, we'll just reboot. We'll just reboot the 3DS and go back into it. So the streaming component of it does stress the hardware out a little bit. Well, like I was saying, yeah, Doc Potape. I grew up playing Ocarina of Time, so I love the idea of that Z targeting, or Z targeting, if that's how you say Z. Pardon me. And yeah, I always loved the lock-on thing, but that's a very... Ocarina of Time is a very action-oriented game, and there's so much movement in that it's very important to have a lock-on system. But for a survival horror, where your resources are limited, and much of the gameplay revolves around you just performing well and dealing with the stress of all these limited resources and overwhelming threats. The way that you deal with that changes your position in the game, whether you're at an advantage or disadvantage. And so having a lock-on can really ruin that. So you'll have a look around here. So the streaming software interferes. It puts a lot of memory pressure on the 3DS. So it causes a glitch, and I can't actually rotate the camera. So I can't use the C-stick to look around, but if I run, so it's going to look a little funny that I'm like running, but if you run, the camera does turn with you. But you'll see that a number of every single texture in the game has been reworked. I've remastered every texture. So the game overall has a more vibrant, higher contrast look that matches the other titles in the series. Now I have other titles like 3 Down Stars, not 3 Down Stars, Episode Prelude is on the Switch. Guardians and Metal Exterminators has quite a vibrant look. And even Gaiden, Deathly Delusion Destroyers has a very vibrant, punchy look to it. So I've remastered all the textures so the game looks more in line with all the other titles in the series now. In terms of presentation and visuals, you'll see textures are just sharper. They look, yeah, there's just more detail and more vibrance, and it's as far as I can push it still without the 3DS just exploding, because this is the most stable version we've ever had. Hello, JMit 1970. Happy holidays, thanks. Yeah. And this is a little known tip. I'm not sure if everyone knows this yet, but if you sit down, you will get a free health regen. So if you're in a situation in the game where you're low on health items and you're worried about using up your health items, if you can find somewhere to sit, there's like there's a porta potty at the gas station. There's the bathroom where I am now in the hospital, in the doctor's office. If you just sit down anywhere and wait, you will get a free heal. So my health is a bit low. I'll just have a sit here. But you'll notice, you know, even the paintings, the artwork that's hanging up around the various buildings, you'll find that those are all more vibrant and more detailed. Have all 3 Wii U titles submitted? No, 2 of them are submitted and in processing, and I'm finishing Gaiden for Wii U right now. It uses a number, or it shares assets with Gaiden and Ruby River on 3DS. So really, I've been working on 3 games simultaneously, actively, because I'm programming and creating assets that are meant to be used in Gaiden Deathly Delusion Destroyers, Ruby River for 3DS, and Gaiden on the Wii U. So hopefully I can get those all launched before the eShop ends. Hi, Raxo92. Hi, how's it going? Happy holidays. Thanks for stopping by. There's actually a fair bit of extra story as well. So while I was working on 3 Down Stars, it was just a very difficult challenge overall. There's so many challenges dealing with Unity 3DS. So there's a fair bit of story that got cut out. So I was able to implement some of that story back in, particularly for Annalise. A fair bit of her, I had sections of the game that I couldn't make. I had characters that I couldn't make. Because I spent so much time wrestling with Unity 3DS, so much of her stuff got cut. I added a bit of her story back in. There's just a scene with some dialogue between another character, and it implements the story content that I had written, but I had to leave out. I just implemented that in. So there's no extra areas for her, but it does add some of her story back in. Nice! JMIT 1970. I think the Wii U is still one of my favorite consoles. I just love the screen. I especially love how I think a unique experience for a game that you're not going to find in any other game is Skylander's trap team on the Wii U, and that is because you have the trap, and it has the speaker in there. It's talking to you when you've trapped a villain in there. You've got your Skylander. You've got the glowing lights, and then you have the gamepad that shows the villain that you've trapped, and you can sort of interact with them. It's such a fascinating and immersive experience that no other game has done, so I think that's really fantastic. So that's my favorite way to play Trap Team, is on the Wii U. Yeah, it used, before I got Chromecast, the Wii U was my way to watch YouTube on TV, and I'm so passionate about games that use the second screen. I think it's so fantastic, and I hope that really comes across in my games that I have coming to the Wii U. I hope it shows how much I enjoy the Wii U concept itself, and the idea of the dual screen. The loading times actually have significantly improved in this version of 3 Down Stars, but again, I'm running the streaming software, and it slows things down like crazy. So in this update 1.69, you'll find that loading times are significantly faster. Something I also added is, and this is a feature request, is the lore text when you're in Frontier Fighters mode. So when you have a loading screen in Frontier Fighters, you'll find that sometimes it's a long bit of text and you don't have enough time to read the text. And so I've added a button where you press A to progress the loading screen. So you can take your time and read as much as you want. Hey, Dirty Woodsman, happy holidays. We're just, I'll have a quick look through town now. You'll find, especially in this town area, I've paid much extra attention. You'll find textures are sharper. Many of them are more detailed. Everything is more vibrant. I've reworked every single texture. Here's our good dog Soldier. And for those that haven't finished the 20 easy missions on Frontier Fighters, I believe, because I did adjust quite a fair bit of the unlockables to balance things and pace it better, but I believe you complete the 20 easy missions and you unlock Soldier as playable, and I get messages from people that tell me that that's their favorite Silver Falls character to play as, is Soldier. He's pretty wonky with guns, of course, because he is a dog, but you give him a melee weapon and Soldier goes crazy. He's got a really good skill board for up close melee fighting. So we'll have a look here. There's a bit of story and lore, some object detail information. Every piece of foliage. Well, I'd say 90% of the foliage in the game. There's a couple later in the game where the foliage was already pretty good. I can't move the camera because the streaming software interferes, and for some reason I can't use the C-stick. I think the streaming software interferes with that. So you can't get a good look, but if you have a look at the trees, they're total geometry replacement, total asset replacement, and it just, everything is just more detailed, and it looks much better, just presents better. So is White Inside Its Umbra like 3 Down Stars? No, it's a totally different style of game. White Inside Its Umbra has 2 game modes. The first one is a first-person survival horror, and so it's about collecting your items and resources, your healing items, your boosting items, and your ammunition, and you use the gamepad. Because the enemies in White Inside Its Umbra, if you try to just use your Wiimote and you use the gun and whatnot, you're not gonna get very far, because certain enemies have weaknesses that you need to use your gamepad. So there's apps on your gamepad that help you deal with enemies. And if you run out of ammunition, I don't want to spoil it, but there's a number of apps like that let you save your ammunition, but they'll quickly deplete the battery on your gamepad. So you have, again, that's sort of the appeal of survival horror, isn't it? Is resource management. And with White Inside Its Umbra, it's very much about, should you risk wasting the battery on your gamepad, or should you use your handgun or your shotgun ammunition? Those are the sorts of things that I enjoy in survival horror, and I wanted to lean into that with White Inside Its Umbra. It's meant to be played in one sitting. Maybe you could get through it in about an hour and a half to 2 hours. You could probably speedrun it if you wanted to, but it's meant to where your resources can run out very quickly and you can be screwed. If I were to make a longer form game, like 3 Down Stars is a pretty long game, you design a game very differently, which means you have to offer more resources to the player, and I find that can result in a situation where where players have too many resources at a certain point. And 3 Down Stars is designed to be exploitable, to where you can just keep collecting resources, get killed on purpose, and then collect more resources. Whereas White Inside Its Umbra, it's meant to feel like you are never at an advantage. You always feel like you're just barely scraping by. And that's the experience that I wanted with White Inside Its Umbra. And the second game mode for White Inside Its Umbra is an arcade-style light gun shooter with heavy RPG elements. There's a massive amount of depth to the Frontier Hunters. That's the second mode in White Inside Its Umbra. And again, like Frontier Fighters and 3 Down Stars, people have sent me screenshots of their playtime, and they've said, man, I put hundreds of hours and I'm still finding, more ways to enjoy Frontier Fighters and 3 Down Stars. So I wanted to create that kind of an experience with Frontier Hunters on White Inside Its Umbra, and you can play that with 4 other friends. You can have one friend use the gamepad, they can reload guns for you, they can throw out items, they can use health items on you, and you can have 4 people with Wiimotes. And you can all upgrade your own characters, you can upgrade your own weapons, there's so much loot, there's so many different skills, you all have your own skills for your characters that you have to customize. I had so much fun creating it. It was the kind of game that I would have loved to have on the Wii U, that you could play with some of your buds, and I always love light gun shooters. I think the Wii is great for that. It's always going to be one of my favorite consoles, the Wii, because of all the light gun shooters that it had. And I wanted to carry on that tradition and to pay homage to that era of gaming with White Inside Its Umbra. So I put a massive amount of work and effort, and I made sure the game had so much depth that we could play it for a very long time, and have some friends over and do the light gun shooter mode. Yeah, thanks, Doc Potate. All right, Oli Dog. First thing that struck me when I restarted the game with the new update was the ground texture being so much better. Yeah, for everyone that's been sticking around and playing over the various updates, you've seen the texture get worse and worse, because the reason why it kept getting worse over updates is I was fighting with Unity as it became less stable. It kept crashing and I really had no way. And one of the things you can do is just reduce texture resolution, and that kept happening more and more. But as a game developer, I've been improving, and I've been creating more tricks so that I can optimize games and trick Unity into working. What I will do, I think I'll go into Frontier Fighters. I'll change I'll change to some other outfits now, and we'll have a look at some characters. How about that? So I'll just have another quick... It would be nice if I could move the camera, wouldn't it? Yeah, unfortunately, Yeah, the streaming software is interfering with the ZR and ZL buttons. Oh, something crazy happened. Okay, this is pretty funny. Oh, this is okay. Those buttons are being used by the streaming software, so I just pressed those, and the streaming software did something weird now. Oh, that's interesting. So I should know not to press those. That's really fascinating. Okay, I might have to restart this now because the streaming software is done. We'll see what happens. But those apparently the streaming software was using those buttons. Now I know not to push them. That would be a good reason why they're not working. Yeah, that was really, that looked like a Doctor Strange comic page, the old vintage ones. Okay, yeah, we'll just restart the software really quick. Oh, didn't know that. Pretty neat. Pretty neat. All right, I'll pause this. Okay, and then we'll start it again. Cool. Yeah, so there are more playable characters now. Arnault and Sam have new outfits, and if you were around when I first launched 3 Down Stars, I used some marketing because it was around Christmas time where I showed Arnault in a Santa outfit. And that was actually something that I had created for the game, but I didn't have time to implement because it's very time consuming to create a character, but then you have to format it so it fits as a playable character. Okay, so I'm gonna open this again and see if it works. And so I was able to implement Arnault's new outfit and Sam's new outfit into this update. So please stick around. I'm going to create a guide that shows where to unlock everyone's special outfits. Okay, we've restarted. I'm just going to open that up again, and then we'll start Frontier Hunters. So, and Sam, I've wanted to get him. Actually, both Sam and Arnold's outfits, I've made them actually the same time I made every other game content. But again, like I said, it's time consuming, so I actually didn't have time to make lower quality versions of their outfits and then format them to fit in the game. So I'm very happy that this is, at least in the final update, I was able to add content that I had created in the very beginning of the game. There's one playable character that I think people will be very shocked with, and one of our testers, because one of our testers really enjoyed playing the game when it launched. They played a ton of Frontier Fighters, so I had them testing a new build, and I said, okay, there's a new character, some new characters here, and then I got a message back, and they said, no way, I don't believe it. Have I played Runbow? I haven't heard of that one. What is that? Right, so you see where it says continue, so that this isn't streaming the bottom screen, but I've got the bottom screen, so it is showing the text on the bottom screen. Now I can press A to finish the loading screen and go to the next section. Yeah. Runbow. No. What is it? What is it on Steam or Switch or anything? I don't have a PlayStation 5. I still have the old PlayStation 4 because I don't have time for playing much games anyway. So once in a while I'll have a Smash Bros. Match just to rest my eyeballs from work. I played the new Pokemon. What do I have? Violet? I played that when it launched. I'm super enjoying it, but I don't have time to play it now. So now everyone's telling me about the cool Pokemon they're finding, and hopefully I can catch up and play Pokemon at the end of January. But I have too much work to do. Hey Simon, how's it going? Oh, Runbow for Wii U. Oh, okay. If it's multiplayer, I'll look it up. So. Yeah. Again, this is loading, but it's just the software. It's the streaming software is making the loading time longer. So if we just wait patiently, it'll go through. Yeah, good to see you, Simon. So we're just going over some of the changes. I'd like to show you some of the characters that have been added in this update. Let's see. So yeah, Holt, Annalise, and Moss each have new outfits. They are the All-American outfits. Sam and Arnault have new outfits. And there are there's either 4 or 5 new playable characters. I'll have to double check. How's my day been? It's been good. Oh, I just Yeah, I just actually finished editing the final draft of the next chapter of Heavy Shadow, so Heavy Shadow 18. So if you're enjoying reading Heavy Shadow, you can read that for free on the Silver Falls website. Just go to silverfallsgame.com, and I've just finished chapter 18. I wanted to have the paperback and hardcovers available for sale this year, but I got so busy with all these final 3DS and Wii U titles. Hey, Luna Knights, how's it going? Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. We're waiting for the loading screen to finish. I don't know if it's stuck. We'll give it another minute. If it doesn't load, that means that it's stuck, and I'll just restart the console. So, actually, what I could show you, what I will show after a bit of the content in Frontier Fighters, is I'll show some Ruby River as well. That's almost finished. So, finally. Okay, here we go. All right. This is gonna be massive spoilers. If you don't want to be spoiled, then just put your hand up. So you know how you're looking at you either have it on your phone, your TV. Just put your hand over your eye like that so you can't see if you don't want this spoiled for you. But this is a new playable character. People who have read Heavy Shadow will recognize him. He appears in Galaxy Bound Curse. He's been in another number of other titles. Yes, Luna Knights, the update is out this morning. The paperback, how much the paperback and hardcovers will cost, I don't know yet. I have to, once I have it all formatted, and then I format it and send it through to the printing service, and then I'll see what the cost is. You know, I don't want to make a huge profit. I just want to make it so people can get it. So I'm not going to, charge up or anything. So this character, this is actually his alternate outfit. So he has 2 outfits in the game. So this is Karn Delance. So you'll probably recognize him from Heavy Shadow and some of the other titles. So this is a new playable character. He's got a great skill board, which I guess I can't show you. So I'll switch to his normal outfit. But this is his 70s tie-dye outfit, and I wanted to do some distribution because he is playable in Guardians and Metal Exterminators. So I'm waiting until the new update rolls out for Guardians and Metal Exterminators on the new 3DS, and then I'll do a distribution event, and you can get Karn playable in Guardians and Metal Exterminators, and he is also playable now. And this is a character that people have been asking for almost since the very beginning, since 3 Down Stars launched, as people were enjoying the characters and the lore, and I was getting messages from all over saying, hey, is that guy, that guy's really interesting sounding, is going to be a Frontier Fighters character. And that, I'll sort of, you don't want to spoil things, so I just said, oh, anyone could be, I didn't want to ruin it. Something you'll notice with the lighting, I did a massive amount of work with the lighting in the game as well. So I was able to simulate atmospheric and sort of sky reflections with a fair amount of basic tricks, but you put all these tricks together. So if I move to like a certain spot, it sort of feels like you get like a reflection on your character from the sky, and it feels like there's more atmospheric lighting. And that's something that you'll notice as well, is there's a much deeper sense of color, depth, and lighting. And I've reworked every single environment in the game to take advantage of this. And how I did that is I have a camera that's your viewing camera. I have a light that's attached to the camera, and it's basically like rim lighting. So it's a backlight, and it's an intense colored backlight that matches the color of the atmosphere. And then I have one higher up from a different angle as well. How do you switch characters? You go to the walkie-talkie in Frontier Fighters. So again, it's quite choppy because the streaming software is quite demanding on the 3DS hardware. So the overall performance is improved. There's only 2 or 3 areas in the game where performance is a little worse, but the trade-off is that every single other area in the game now performs better. So you go to this walkie-talkie here, and you can change your characters. So I'll stick with Karn, but just to make him a little bit more familiar, I'll change my outfit here. So I'll change my outfit, and I will go to my default, and we'll see what the hardware does. Again, I don't know, it might be a little unstable because of the streaming software. We'll see what happens. Oh, Raxo, when did Lunar Nights, when did the update come on this morning? Oh, I guess it just recently launched. Raxo, great. Well, work with the latest update. Too bad I live in Europe. I wish I could play this version now. It looks great so far. Oh, thanks. I'm really sorry about that. You know, I worked so hard, and you know, the world has been dealing with so much this year, and the situation just changed in Europe. We were supposed to be able to do all this, but the situation changed suddenly, and unfortunately, you know, Nintendo put in a lot of effort to try and get this stuff out, but things changed, and you know, it's easy to sort of be angry at them about it, say, oh, it's not fair, but they really, you know, Nintendo really did try, but there's a lot that goes on. There's so many moving parts to a business, and to especially for different regions and different economies. There's so many different things that go on. Oh, Luna Knights. I hope I haven't spoiled this for you. So this is a character that I don't know. People seem he's a laugh riot. So you have Slim Roberts here. Under certain conditions, there's now code linker content that adds. People have been asking for Slim to join Frontier Fighters. So here's my answer. Yes, Slim has joined Frontier Fighters. And let's see what happens. We'll talk to him. Slim has been recruited for the next mission, but is this really a good idea? Did I ever tell you about the time Bigfoot tried to... Oh wait, what did he say? I was reading. Oh. Hold on, okay. That message only pops up once. Okay, so he can actually join you for a mission now. So, Lunar Nights, Metal Exterminators is my favorite theme song. Oh yeah, I had so much fun doing the music for Guardians of Metal Exterminators. I would love to do more music for that. If I ever did, you know, a remaster with HD visuals and whatnot, I would love to do more music for Guardians of Metal Exterminators. Mr. Foxhead, hi, how's it going? This will likely never happen, but I'd love if someone made a first-person shooter on Switch that was trying to imitate shooters on the Wii, like the Conduit games in the Prime trilogy. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I enjoy those kinds of games too. Hey, we'll see what happens. Yeah, I think they're fantastic. The Conduit was very cool. I think I bought the Prime when they had them in like a pack, in like a 3-pack. I think I bought them all on there, on the Wii U. Yeah, so Lunar Knights, I suppose you might be pretty happy. Slim has joined Frontier Fighters. This is a character that's been requested for ages and ages, and there's a pretty good reason why he's not directly playable, but he can join you for missions. So we'll do that. I'll jump into a mission, and then we'll see what happens. I'll just change characters. So this is Karn is now a playable character. So this is someone that people have been asking for years, and secretly he has always been intended. So I had intended from the beginning to have him eventually join, but I needed to wait until more of his lore and story was introduced through the other games, through Every Shadow, and here he is. I'm pretty excited, and he does have his own alternate outfit as well. So not every new character has a new outfit. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoa! That's crazy! I added 5 new playable characters in this update. I lost track. I'm doing so much work, I actually lose track. Conduit 2 is heavily underrated, not a mind-blowing title per se, just a really solid game for the console. Yeah, absolutely. I didn't play Conduit 2. Yeah, you know what? The best thing you can do is just keep letting studios, let them know that you really like the game, let them know that you want to see more. I think that's the best thing you can do. Okay, so this is a character that so many people seem to enjoy Galaxy Bound Curse, so I think we'll know who it is right off the bat. So let's see. See, I had intended for White Inside Its Umbra to be out by now, but it's taken so much time. Pardon me. It's been in the approval process for a while, but it's quite time-consuming, and because the game is so, it's so, there's no precedent for White Inside Its Umbra. It uses the controllers in a combination in a way that hasn't been done before, but it can result we're not careful, it can result in people either dropping the gamepad, dropping the Wiimote, or falling off the balance board. And so Nintendo and I have been working for months and months together to keep refining and fine-tuning it. And the important thing is that the game is safe to play, and there isn't a risk of people getting startled and dropping their controllers and breaking their controllers or falling off the balance board and getting hurt. So this is Fred Hardluck. So for anyone that has enjoyed Galaxy Bound Curse, this is the protagonist from our Game Boy Color game, Fred Hardluck. So he now has joined the roster of playable characters in 3 Down Stars, and I believe if you connected Galaxy Bound Curse to Guardians and Metal Exterminators, it would bring Fred over and make Fred playable in Galaxy Bound Curse. So you can see he's actually quite slow. I think he's about as slow as Maverick. Let me see here. I don't have any equipment here. Oh, good, my touchscreen works at least. Oh, I've got a smoke grenade. I'm gonna save that. Let me just. What have I got? Oh, I got an ice rod. Nice. Okay, I will take the ice rod. Ooh. Oh, you gotta go, Oli Dog. Well, it's good to see you. Thanks for hanging out. It's good to see you. Happy holidays, and I hope you enjoy the game. I hope you fully enjoy the update. So please stick around as well. Over the next few days and weeks, I'll be doing distribution events to get some new characters out. Okay. Yeah, Fred is very much... If you played Guardians and Metal Exterminators, you'll know he isn't much of a melee, but he is more... his skills lean more towards firearms. And, okay, I'll see if I can get the camera to go in such a way. Like, I was able to get certain character textures so detailed in this. Like, if you have a look at his shirt, it's quite high resolution and detailed. I was able to get his cigarette pack that he tapes to his suspenders. There's even little individual cigarettes in there, you know. It's quite detailed if you have a look at the texture on the cigarette pack as well. That's Mountain Fog. So, all right, have fun snow shoveling, Oli Dog. So there's, you know, I want every character to feel alive, you know, with their detail. And, you know, I wish that I could have had visuals like Resident Evil Revelations. You know, I think those models are just fantastic. But there's a limit to what I can do with Unity 3DS. So with this update, this is the absolute limit. This is the absolute best that I can do. So Fred, his movement's a bit slow, but if you have a look at his skill board, you'll find, oh, you can see that I've frozen the target. You'll see with his skill board that he's very much towards gunplay. So if you are a long-range fighter, Fred's going to be a good character for you. I'll just have a quick look at his board. I am working on an update for Galaxy Bound Curse, and I do have news for Galaxy Bound Curse early next year, and I think people are going to be pretty excited about that. So one thing at a time. I want to focus on just one thing at a time. Alright, so let's see, he's rock steady. He starts out with rock steady. I'm looking at the skill board now. So his flinching time is reduced by 50%, which is pretty rad, honestly, because that means that when you get hit, you can just get back in the fight faster, so that reduces the flinching time. He has critical snack, so when you eat an item, the next shot is 100% stronger. So I wouldn't waste that on something like an SMG, but if you've got like a revolver, a pretty strong gun, like a rifle, even a shotgun is a good idea. Then critical snack is going to be a great ability to use. He has safe healer, so he gains invincibility for 1 second after eating an item. If you know you're about to get hit, you shovel some chips down your face and you'll be invincible. He has emergency bullet, where if you switch to an empty weapon, it automatically reloads 1 round of ammunition. That's such great utility. Well, he actually has, okay, he has something, yeah, okay. The emergency reload, when you get grabbed, it automatically reloads your current weapon, and that's pretty wild. So you can see all of, well, not all, he has some melee skills. The majority of Fred's skills really, like, this is a great gunplay character. Counter reload is you reload 1 round of ammunition when receiving an attack. So if you like using the black powder guns, which are very strong, this is a great ability to have, because reloading black powder is very slow. You can reload 1 round of ammunition when you get hit, which is pretty fantastic, actually. Yeah, thanks, Lunar Knights. I appreciate you enjoying the games and for supporting. All right, I don't think Fred has an outfit. I put so much work into this, but again, I was working furiously on multiple titles, so I actually don't even remember all the content that I put in here. So I actually am remembering what I'm doing. So I'll change my outfit. Oh! He actually has an alternate outfit, so Fred has two outfits. Wow, I put a lot of work into this. Holy crap, I actually totally forgot that. So there are 5 new playable characters in Frontier Fighters, and 2 of them have their own alternate. Oh no, 3 of them have alternates. Okay, this is. Are you guys ready for spoilers? Okay, don't tell anyone, all right? If they're not here, then they're not gonna find this out. This is a okay. It's not that much of a spoiler, but this was a character that people have actually asked about, and it was a character that I originally intended to be a Frontier Fighters character, but there were technical reasons why I couldn't get the character working properly. So hang on to your hats, all right? You guys ready for this? I'm switching characters, and after loading screen, you'll see this is going to be a big spoiler. So I would have shown you Fred's outfit, but I actually didn't have it unlocked. You have to go play Frontier Fighter missions and you'll unlock them. So I think I didn't want to make all of these costumes late game, so I think they're all going to be either in the easy or the normal missions. I wanted people to be able to find them pretty easily. So, and again, if you've played through 3 Down Stars a fair bit, oh, Luna Knights, uh-oh, this might be a little bit of a spoiler for you because I don't think you've gotten to the church scene yet, have you? Okay, it's a little bit of a spoiler, but not that much of a spoiler. So we'll see. And I originally this character is Code Linker content, so this character has to come from a future game. So this is a game that hasn't been announced or released yet, but you'll recognize it immediately. So this is Annie Oak Lee, and she is an absolute glass cannon. So I'll you know what? I'll have a look at. I'll show you the stats here. I'll show you what the stats are on the touchscreen. So you can see her HP is extremely low. I think she has the worst melee stat in the game. Her gun handling is not great. She's a a pretty young girl, but and her grappling is not good as well. It's pretty bad. But I think she might have the highest reload speed, maybe tied with Moss. I'd have to double check. And her agility is off the charts. I think she's only slightly slower than Soldier, and she starts out with good inventory. But her main thing is her skills are heavily catered towards gunplay. Let's just have a look at. Oh, a Soldier. Oh yeah. Oh, she's the fastest character. So this Soldier. Soldier's speed is 120. So if you've played Soldier and you've enjoyed playing as Soldier, and you enjoy that sort of speed, the fast gameplay, then you're going to enjoy Annie. So Annie is the opposite of Soldier, where Soldier is a fast glass cannon melee character. Annie is a fast glass cannon ranged character. And actually, okay, so now I will go and start a mission and we'll see what Slim does. So I take the raw potato. There's a duck here. Can I? Oh no, I can. I think I can only take one. So if I talk to the duck, it would actually override Slim. So I don't want to override Slim. So again, Slim will be Code Linker content, but I will be distributing Slim very soon. I just need to organize the event so people can send in their Code Linker codes, and then you can all have Slim. No, my Santa hat. Hold on. No. Yeah. Hold on. Okay. So if you enjoy ranged fighting, then I think Fred is the higher damage output character, and he caters towards a more methodical, slower gunplay style. And then Annie is just, this is the fastest character in the game, and her gunplay is crazy. So I'm going to start a mission now. I'll just do an easy one. I'll go through the first one. Actually, I'll just do the first one, and we can have a look at the difference in the visuals and the graphics, and we'll see what Slim does. Okay, so I apologize if that's a spoiler for anyone that hasn't done the church scene yet, but there's a scene where Annie does help you fight off a massive rush of enemies. So there's enemies that are rushing this small area, and she does actually use a gun and help you fight off the enemies there. So it does go in with the story that she is pretty good with a gun. Coffee. Again, this is going to load for a while. Again, the streaming software makes it load pretty slow. So we'll do this, and then how about we'll play some Ruby River, and I'll show you guys how Ruby River's coming along. There's 1 day left of work for Ruby River, and all the features are done. I've been working insanely hard on it. I feel like this is probably the most. I'd say it's the most efficient direct development I've ever done. Generally, when you're developing, you have to build things piece by piece, and you prototype things, you prototype systems, and then you plug in bits and pieces together, and then you improve the prototype, and then you make a revision, and then you plug in more pieces, and then you revise and you revise and you reiterate until you have your final version. But with Ruby River, I don't have time, so I'm making the final version of every single system straight off the bat, and I'm not making bits and pieces to plug in later on. I'm making everything the final version on the day and not plugging it all in. They're all just built to work, and that's it. And I haven't been in a situation where a system I built for Ruby River didn't work properly or was broken. I feel like this is like my next level of my limit break is, holy crap, I'm working so fast, so efficiently. I'm building the final version of the systems on the day. There's no drafting, there's no prototyping. That's it. Uh, and yeah, I've almost finished Ruby River. I've done the vast majority of the entire. I've built 95% of that game in 5 days. So I finished all the crafting, the soundtrack. There's armor with unique stat boosts and protection. There are weapons that you can craft. All of that is now finished. So you can see Slim. You can talk to him during the missions, and he sort of, oh no, I've already taken a bad hit. Hey, where you going, man? What's all them weird animals? They want some pet food or something? Okay, so that's Slim. People have been asking for actual years. People have been asking for Slim. There have been polls. What character do you want added to Frontier Fighters? Here you go. This is Slim in Frontier Fighters. Hey, Doc Potate, thanks for joining. Merry Christmas. Hope you have a great time. Take care. Uh, and I hope you enjoy gaming for the rest of the year. Take care. We'll see you next time. Obsolete Worlds. I saw that the Wii U game, Captain U, is getting an update in Europe. Does this give any hope to your games being able to come to Europe after all? Unfortunately, no. That's great for them. They must have been working on that update, and they must have had it prepared for a very long time. Uh-oh, I'm actually dying. Okay, I'm gonna run for the exit now. So we're going to avoid him. We're going to have a look. You'll see that, yeah, every piece of foliage geometry is different. It's been replaced with more detailed, better looking um, visual assets. The colors now pop. They're more vibrant. Pretty much every texture is more detailed. I've singled out, I found textures that just were not that important, and I have reduced the quality on like the unimportant distant things or small objects so that I could use the memory for better performance and better stability. But overall, you're going to find significant visual improvements on every single texture, except for a select few, and that was for the benefit of the whole game, to be more stable and to run better and to give more memory space to the stuff that really matters. So yeah, also you'll find, oh no, I'm dead. I died. You'll find, yeah, everything's just more sharp. Yeah, you'll find even in that area. I was moving a fair bit, so it's hard to tell, but you'll find that that sort of simulated atmospheric reflection and lighting. You'll find that in all those areas, in every single area, unless it's an indoor area where it doesn't make sense to have that sort of atmospheric lighting. I should have booted up and gone to the motel. I know people enjoy the motel areas for how detailed the rooms are. And again, those areas will look even better now. I have adjusted some camera angles in some places to give a better look at the environment, to give you a better sense of space. I've redone the shadows for some indoor areas, and again, every single visual in the game has been reworked. So yeah, I don't know, do you guys want to see more 3 down stars? So in case anyone had missed it, my head, in case anyone had missed it, story mode now has an auto lock on mode for the camera. You press ZR, and that will make the camera face the nearest enemy. It won't lock on 100%, but it will move the camera to where you can see where the enemy is. Okay, here we go. Pirate's been asked by any hope for a cart-based release you hinted at a while back. Obsolete Worlds. I am working on that. So what I'm doing is packing all of the Silver Falls titles onto handmade cartridges. So this, they're unofficial. It's not official. It doesn't. Nintendo has wrapped up production of cartridges. So what I'm doing is I'm packing all the games onto one cartridge, and I'm creating box art. Again, this is all handmade. It's all unofficial. And I will be prioritizing orders for Europe so that Europe will not miss out on these games. So while they're not coming to the eShop, I will be able to create these cartridges, and then if you're in Europe, you can order the cartridge. It will have all 3DS Silver Falls titles, and you'll be able to play them all on hardware. You don't need a modded 3DS or anything. You don't need to do anything in your system. It's just a cartridge that will work for Europe. I will create cartridges for North America as well, but I'm going to prioritize Europe because North America was able to get these games on the eShop, and it's a bit unfair that I wasn't able to bring these games to Europe. So if you know anyone in Europe who did want these titles and is disappointed that they weren't able to launch on the European eShop, let them know that I am working on these handmade, unofficial cartridges. I am being very careful because I don't want any legal problems or legal issues, so I'm playing it very carefully. But these are not official releases. They're just handmade. You can consider it just an unofficial handmade hobbyist release. But I do want to make sure that people in Europe are able to enjoy all the Silver Falls games on the 3DS. And again, you don't need any mods. It'll just work on any 3DS. Oh no, I don't have her outfit. Hey, okay. I'll show you. I should have Holt, Annalise, and Moss, so I'll show you their new All-American outfits. And again, please stay tuned. And I'm creating a guide, and I'll share the guide that shows where to unlock everyone's outfits, including all of the new outfits. I had a lot of fun creating the new outfits for Holt, Annalise, and Moss there. I've actually been planning on this for a while, at least a year or more. I've been working on the design for the All-American outfits. I've been considering it. So I'm very happy to be able to bring the All-American outfits to you. I would have liked if the All-American outfit update patch rolled out around the 4th of July, but this is good too. This is a Christmas present. Any idea when they might come out? I don't know. I'm still doing the research and development and making sure all of these work properly, but it's possible I might have these available in the middle of next year, so the middle of 2023. I wouldn't want to leave it till late in 2023, but I'll leave it till the middle. But I want to wait until all the eShop stuff is totally wrapped up with 3DS and Wii U, and I want to focus on the things that are, pardon me, I need to focus on things that are time sensitive. Okay, so this is Holt's new All-American outfit. You will be able to find this in the Frontier Fighters mission. So if you just play the Frontier Fighters missions, you'll find the random outfits scattered everywhere. You'll need to use that character in order to pick up the outfit. So this is Holt's. He's got an American headband. He's got this pretty red shirt with which, all things considered, if I had that shirt, I'd probably rock that. He's got an eagle made out of stars, and he's got the stripes. A long shot, but any chance our existing digital saves will work on the cart? Unfortunately, no, because the cart has its own. Well, I don't. This is what I'm still doing research and development into, is because the 3DS has its a save backup system. You know, you can back up your saves on the 3DS and then you can restore them. So I'm still doing all the research development into that. So I don't have an answer for you right now, but when the time is right, I will know the answer to that once I'm able to offer more information on producing those cartridges. Right now, I'm still sourcing boxes and where to print the covers, and I do want to create some sort of pack-in. I may not be able to do a manual, but I want to have something physical in the package that would be Silver Falls merch related, that is just included as part of a cool thing. I'm trying to figure out where to get cup coasters created. You'll find, as you wander around Three Down Stars and explore the town, you'll often find coasters from different, you know, like there's Pale Moonlight, and Silver Courage or whatever. So you'll find cup coasters in the game, and I wanted to get real cup coasters, printed on real cup coasters, and include them with the 3DS cartridge as well. I know, look, I understand the struggle. Save data is so important, especially in a game where there's so much character customizing and growth, and you have your weapons, you have your skills in Frontier Fighters. I know it's a bummer to have to lose a save file, and it's soul crushing. I know. RPGs are my favorite thing, and I've had PS1 memory cards die. All right, so this is Holt's. We saw Annalise's. I'll switch to Moss. I hope I have that alive now. Oh, I mean, I hope I have that unlocked. I was reading text. It went in my brain. Okay. Oh. Oh. I was adjusting the save data to test things. I don't have Moss unlocked in this. That's bummer. I won't get to show you his All-American outfit. Ah. Bummer. Okay, I don't want to spoil anything else. I don't know. Do you guys want to see a bit more content in this? Let me know if you want to see a little bit more. Otherwise, I'm going to switch over to Ruby River now, and then we can have a look at how Ruby River is going. I'm so excited for Ruby River. The music, I've put so much effort and time into the music. The soundtrack for Gaiden and Ruby River. Hey, all right, Lunar Knights, that's awesome. Let's see. I did actually balance. There are weapons that have been balanced. Again, enemy AI has been balanced. When you're in story mode, remember you can now press ZR to get the camera to lock onto the nearest enemy. So if you get flanked, if the enemy runs behind you, press ZR, it'll swing the camera around. And don't forget, there is a turnaround attack. So if you hold down on the circle pad, you press B twice, your character does a 180, and if you attack during that 180, your character does a turnaround attack. Let's just see how much stronger it is. So we will go to the Hay Bale, and we will attack. All right, so we did 10. If I do a turnaround attack, oh, you can't see, it's facing away. Turn around, I missed. And again, the frame rate is significantly improved, but the streaming software makes the performance quite choppy. Turn around, I missed it again. Again, also the streaming software interferes with the camera, so I can't actually control the camera properly. I actually can't control the camera at all using the C-stick. Maybe this is a good angle. This would be a lot easier if I had like a capture card 3DS. So I did 14, so the turnaround attack is 40% stronger than the standard attack. Yeah, so this is Annalise's All-American outfit. You will also notice that metallic objects now have a metallic shine to them. This is something that I would have loved to have had in the original release. Everything in the original, in all versions before this, everything had a very flat, unified look to it, because that's just the limitation of Unity on 3DS. But I was able to get these shiny metallic objects, and they help the visuals just pop quite a bit more. So you'll find if characters have jewelry or metal weapons, there are certain weapons now that have this metallic shine to them, and it just helps the visuals really pop. You'll find that things like this camp fog and mist, you'll notice that they have a bit more form and shape to them, which makes environments look more interesting, and colors are pop and they're much more vibrant. So there's just, the graphics are totally overhauled. All right, so that's Okay, and there's nothing else. And don't forget as well, if you can. Oh, again, because I haven't unlocked moss in this yet, but it is useful to grow potatoes because I've adjusted the sell value for almost every item in the game. So now overall selling items, it is more valuable. You get more tokens for the items that you sell. Especially for growing potatoes, I've significantly increased the sell value of potatoes. So make sure you cook the potatoes into something before you sell them. There is a special trick. Sam, if you try to give him a potato to cook, he will burn them. So they're not very good as health items, but they are the most valuable potatoes to sell. All right, and is there anything else I want to show as well? So those are some changes that it will be now easier to purchase ammunition and upgrade your weapons because you're getting more moose tokens when you sell items. And in case anyone hasn't seen it, I'll just be Soldier, the good boy Soldier. Hey, GLaDOS Boatman. How would you sign the carts without Nintendo? So, like I said, I'm still doing research and development into all this stuff. It's an unofficial release, so it won't be an official cartridge. It's basically, it's a hobbyist level, unofficial hobbyist cartridge is what it is. I'm not distributing them officially because Nintendo has finished production on their physical cartridges. I think they finished that 2 years ago, or I don't fully know off the top of my head. So they're not official releases. They won't have an official game code on them. It's the equivalent of a hobbyist putting a homemade their homemade game on a cartridge so people can play it. What's my favorite 3DS game besides my own, of course? I don't actually, like my games are not they're not in my list of favorite games. I work on my games so much I really don't want to play them. I want to play other people's games, so I don't play my own games. But for 3DS, see, here's the thing. I played so much. Is my 3D? Oh, it's not here right now. I was gonna open up my 3DS XL and I was gonna show you my circle pad that got ripped off, but it's in my office. It's in the other room. But I played so much Smash Bros. I'm sorry. I mean, I played so much Smaforsh Bros. On 3DS that it ripped the circle pad off my 3DS. That might be my favorite, but I just have so much respect for Resident Evil Revelations. It's such a fantastic technical achievement. It's hard to pick. And then the Pokemon games. I really enjoyed them. I also really like the Skylanders games on the 3DS. I just think they all accomplish something really special. I'm gonna pick the Smaforsh Bros. Oh! Okay, so you know how, like I said, I've done so much work. I do the work in such a short amount of time, and it's an immense amount of work, and I'm always working on multiple games. I actually forgot I added this. This is new code linker data. I totally forgot this is new content. This is a new feature. So for an upcoming game, there is code linker content, and you know the fellow that's walking around in the forest area, and he's got 2 little foxes with him. One of those foxes is code linker data, and all he does is he brings you items to your Frontier Fighters camp. So sometimes he'll show up, and I'm going to talk to him, and he's, "What is this? Salsa has been recruited for the next mission. This pet fox seems like he's missing someone." Whoa, that's pretty wild. So, you know how we had the duck? Sometimes you can talk to the duck, and the duck will actually help you fight because the duck can actually stun lock enemies. Well, it looks like there's another animal that can join you now. So, there's a mosquito there. Let's just go ahead and start a mission then. So, like all good dogs, Soldier has a knife. My Soldier has a knife here. So, again, I think you complete all 20 easy missions, and I think that's when Soldier gets unlocked. He's a great melee fighter. I can't control the camera, so his normal attack just does base 14, 210 for his special attack. Let's see here. What are your guys' favorite 3DS games? Look, there's like if you've never played a Skylanders game on 3DS. It's wild because you get to level up and progress your characters on the 3DS, on the figures, and then you get to take them onto the console games and you have your characters progress. That's just so wild. I think that's so fantastic. Let's go and just pick a different environment, something more interesting looking. How about, I'll show you the gas station area. How about that? So I'll do this once, and then I'll switch over to Ruby River. But I just want to show you the environmental graphical improvements for the gas station. I put immense amount of work into every area, and you can see I've done so much that I've actually lost track and forgot of what I've done. I totally forgot I added the fox as content. That's salsa. I 100% forgot that I put him in there. So sometimes, and it's code linker content. So sometimes he'll show up to camp just like the duck, and if you talk to him, he will actually aid you in the missions. So the duck is actually quite good at stun locking enemies, but he doesn't deal that much damage. But the fox has less stun on the enemies, but he does deal more damage. So it's great to, depending on the mission, you might want to take one or the other. Obsolete Worlds, I'm playing Superchargers at the moment. I was surprised at how good it is. I have a shelf here, a shelf that's right next to my piano. And the shelf is all of the Superchargers vehicles, all of them. And that was because I really enjoy Superchargers again. I respect Toys for Bob and Vicarious Visions in a huge amount. I have so much respect for those developers, and I think it's great to take a figure that's, you know, customized stats and parts on your vehicle, and then I'll just drop it on the portal and place them. I really enjoy Superchargers. I have so much fun with that. Okay, what's happening with the internet? My connection is wobbling a little bit. I've been really enjoying Bravely Default recently. Fantastic. What a great game. That's fantastic. Your favorite is probably Pokemon Y. Yeah, I think, well, just my Y save, I think I have around 500 hours on that. But much of those hours was egg breeding and egg hatching. So I was often working on my computer with one hand, and then with the other hand, I'm just using my 3DS to walk around to hatch the eggs. I can hear what's going on, and I can go, you know. So it wasn't 500 hours just playing the game. Obviously, you know, I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed doing battles and online, but I actually started a new save file on Y, or was it X, I think, because I just wanted to enjoy the environment of playing through Kalos again. But I won't be able to sit through and, you know, just play through the whole thing because I'm so busy with work. But it's nice to power on the game and just play bits for a while. So I don't know any other survival horror game that'll let you play as a dog with a combat knife with, you know, his companion can be a duck or a fox, and you can go around and beat up aliens, I guess, or whatever you're beating up here. Yeah, that's the egg struggle. Ah, I've been grabbed. I've been grabbed. Come on, come on. I don't have an emergency weapon. You'll find that, yeah, even on all the enemies, let's see if we can get the camera pretty close. Yeah, you'll find that textures have been totally, you know, remastered on every single enemy. They're more detailed, more vibrant, they're sharper, there's no muddiness. Come on, Fox, help me. I'll try and drag him towards my fox, and we'll just see the effect that I can't turn the camera. So you can see the fox did actually just hit him there. You saw the hit effect. So you want to try and run circles around if you have a helper, the duck, or the fox. Like I said, the fox does more damage, and that's salsa. So I don't have the right weapons. So I'm just trying to run around, and I'll show you the visual improvements. So things like the vehicles, they're so unimportant. I've reduced I think I reduced the resolution on the vehicles, but I did touch them up for more sharpness. But if by doing that, it frees up memory space for other things. You'll find that the pumps at the gas station, they're a bit more I'm literally going to die. This bear's going to hit me once, and I'll die. You know, the trees have been totally replaced. Even the foliage on the ground has been remastered. Oh, there's a medallion. I don't have a gun, so I can't. Arrgh! My fox. Where's my fox? He's left me. Let's see here. Yeah, everything in there has been redone. I can't get the camera to turn. Yeah, the interior and exterior of the sheds have been redone. Again, total foliage replacement, textures of the fences and everything redone. And this is quite subtle. It's very difficult to tell on this stream because the quality is a bit low, but there is that sense of environmental reflection and light from the sky. There is a sense of that, so it adds more depth to the color. There's a little bit of blue now to the dark parts of your character, as if it's atmospheric lighting. We'll go over to the trailer here. I love the season Pokemon you would get. Yeah, like you would get the what's his name? Who's the? Oh, my brain just stopped working. You know, the deer guy, who has different Deerling, and my brain just stopped working. Sorry, my brain's so focused on not getting killed by this bear, I can't even remember one Pokemon's name. I'm trying to get the camera to turn. Okay, here we go. But yeah, you'll see like the fur, all the equipment on Soldier's back. It's more vibrant, more detailed. It's sharper. You can see more details on this trailer. Again, more contrast. Everything was manually remastered. Yeah, especially the ground, the foliage. Oh, another medallion up there. Yeah, 3 Down Stars is one of the best looking games on 3DS. I love the setting too. Oh, thank you, Eternal Light. I really appreciate that. Look, I want it to be the best game that it can be, because I'm just one of you guys. I'm just a gamer, and I just enjoy these games, and I just wanted to make something really cool for everyone. So I'm really glad that you're enjoying it. And yeah, the visuals are the absolute best that I can get them to be. And what inspired me to redo all of the visuals for this version of the game was I was developing some homebrew for the Vita earlier this year, and I haven't mentioned it before, but I am working on something, a Silver Falls homebrew for the Vita, and the OLED screen looked so nice. The colors on the OLED look so good, you know? They're vibrant, they really pop, and I thought, man, I wish Silver Falls could have looked more like that on the 3DS, and so that's what inspired me to rework every single visual aspect of 3 Down Stars, and this is much closer to my vision of how I want the game to look on 3DS. This is as good as I can get it to look, and it's how I want it to look. Oh, so that, okay, the game just suddenly cleared memory. You know, the game engine decides to clear memory, and then the frame rate improved all of a sudden. So, I'm dead. I can't escape this. I think I left my fox behind. So you can see there's, oh, wow. Oh, yeah, yes. Soldier's very good at grappling, so that means that he can escape grappling pretty quickly. I had no health left, and I actually, yeah, even in the details, you'll see like the distant details are better. I'm going to end the mission because the gamer in me just wants to get the loot. So you can see the new features from there is that the fox that you saw earlier in the game, he's walking with the man who's walking around in the mountains, and he had 2 pet foxes. One of those foxes actually now can join you for missions in 3 Down Stars. So now you can get the duck to help you. You can get, as an assist, you can get the fox Salsa as an assist, and you can get Slim as an assist. And Slim was added because so many people just really wanted him, and I had to think of a way. He doesn't fit in as these characters who, they have a job to do. They're all quite serious about it, and they're all looking after each other so they can make it through. And Slim didn't really fit that, but he's happy to sort of follow along. Hey Streamail, please tell me 3 Down Stars will get a Switch port. Yes, absolutely. So what I was working on with Episode Prelude is on Switch, and I am working on an update for Episode Prelude. It is going to be a significant update. I am, again, implementing adjustments and requests that people have made. The game will be more stable, less glitchy. And the reason why I made Episode Prelude is that uses the 3 Down Stars framework, the abstraction framework. Episode Prelude uses version 2, so I've updated the Episode Prelude, the engine for Episode Prelude. So if you want to know what 3 Down Stars will look like, you can play Episode Prelude on the Switch, and 3 Down Stars will look even better than that, because Episode Prelude was my way. It's a stepping stone towards bringing more survival horror games and more games of this style to the Switch. So I am working on, again, a new version of Episode Prelude, so it'll be even better. And the updated version of Episode Prelude, the updated version of that framework, that's the framework that I will use for 3 Down Stars. So part of the challenge was removing all the touchscreen functionality. You can see Episode Prelude has the same sort of game menu as 3 Down Stars, but it doesn't use the touchscreen. So a game menu for 3 Down Stars will be the same as Episode Prelude. Yeah, it's exciting because I've redone all the character models, all the character graphics. They now have facial expressions. Every single piece of graphics in 3 Down Stars for the Switch is redone. It's a total remaster in terms of visuals, and all the audio is much higher quality as well. All the visual effects, there's now facial expressions, mouths move, but it also means that the immense amount of extra content that's in Frontier Fighters, as you saw, I just added new outfits. I have to recreate all that stuff, and I have to reprogram it all for the Switch version. So I'm focusing on these 3DS and Wii U games first. We have a couple new titles that I want to bring out, and then I'm going to bring 3 Down Stars to the Switch. And I just want to thank everyone for asking for that and for enjoying the games. I really appreciate that. Okay, I got a drink. Cool, thanks, Slim. I can sell that. The drink. You gave me a drink. Cool. I can't use it for anything, but you can sell it. Let me see what my reward is. I got pistol, dog with a gun. Who wants to see a German Shepherd with a pistol? Uh-oh. Come on, focus up here. Come on, camera. My camera's gone out of focus. Come on. Close focus. Focus on me. Look here. Look here. Oh, that was my dog. He thought I was calling him. Okay. Okay. I'm just going to please give me a moment to manually adjust the focus on my webcam. Let's see. I'll just manually set the focus to here. We fixed it, everyone. Okay. All right, we're going to switch over to Ruby River, and I'll share some of that with you. Right. Here we are. A dog with a gun. So you'll see a soldier, unlike everyone else, he's very wobbly with the gun, as you would be with a dog, right? If I can just get to the target, and you'll see how difficult it is to aim. Come on. Yeah. Oh, so if you walk forward or backward, the gun goes crazy. So it makes it very difficult to fight with a gun when you're playing a soldier. But I figured it made sense, because if a dog were to use a gun, I figure he would have a pretty tough time of it. But he can use all the same weapons as everyone else. All of his stats and his skills specialize in close-range weapons. So, yeah, again, if you don't have soldier yet, go ahead and finish the first 20 easy missions. Also, he has an outfit that you can only unlock if you're holding 2 items in your current inventory. That is the pirate rifle and the flintlock pistol. So those are 2 weapons. You have to have them. They're both pirate weapons. If you have them both in your inventory, you'll get the soldier outfit, the pirate soldier outfit. So let me just check before I switch to Ruby River. I'm just going to check my outfits to see if I have it unlocked. So you go to the tent. Do I have it? No! I don't have it unlocked in this save file. It's quite adorable, so please try to unlock that outfit. It's very fun. I still hope you will bring it to Europe physically for 3DS with the updates. I'm lucky enough to have an American one too. Not everyone is, and I'd get it day one. Thanks for that, Destinova Eternal Light. Absolutely. When I do that unofficial 3D cartridge, again, I'm being very careful. I don't want to get into any kind of legal trouble or anything like that. So I'm doing a lot of research into it, but I am working on that. Again, it's like a hobbyist, unofficial cartridge that has all the games packaged in on a physical cartridge. You don't need a modded console. It's just a normal cartridge, and that will have all the latest versions of the games. It'll have all the updates. It'll even have the update for 3 Down Stars. Well, I couldn't show you the pirate outfit for Soldier. A little bit of a bummer. Okay, one last spoiler before we switch over to 3 down stars. This is the last spoiler, I promise. Oh. And again, the frame rate in the update is actually significantly improved. It's just that the streaming software makes things pretty jumpy. All right. Okay, one last spoiler. Oh, you know what? I don't think I will. See, it's a bummer. I expected White Inside its Umbra to be out by now, but we've been fine-tuning it and making it just right. So, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna hold off on that. I'm gonna hold off on that. Oh, but you know what? Okay, so I will do this. There is a character that I've been distributing over promos over the past. Is it 2 years? How? 3 years? Oh. I've lost track of time. I've been working so hard on this stuff. I have distributed this character. They are coming from a future game, but I have been distributing them as rewards for sort of Easter egg hunt events and scavenger hunts. But if you do want this character, let me know. Just send me a message. Either go on the Discord, DM me, go on Twitter, go on Facebook. Send me a request for this unlock for the hiker character, and I'll create an unlock code for you. I'll do that personally. So just send me a message, and I'll do that for you, and I'll show you the character. Some people have this character, but not that. Only a handful of people around the world have this character. This is the hiker character that comes from a future game, and that game is actually Silver Falls RPG. This is something that I was working on. That's coming to the Switch. And this is the code linker content, but I have to prioritize these other games. But this is a fun nameless character because you create your own character in Silver Falls RPG. It's a custom character, which they're a hiker, and this is the character that you get from Silver Falls RPG. So even in the very first version of 3 Down Stars, this character was meant to connect to Silver Falls RPG. So that tells you how long in planning all these games have been. Many of the games that'll be launching in maybe 2 or 3 years, they've been in planning and development since 3 Down Stars. This character just has cool abilities, and they play differently from the other characters a little bit because of their skills. So if you want this character, again, this isn't from the update. This character has been here for a while. They're only available through the unlock codes. So if you want this character, just send me a DM, go on Discord, ask me, and I'll create an unlock code for you. Let's see. Physical release of Silver Falls would be another option for the games. Yeah, absolutely. And again, I'm hand making them as a hobbyist. It's not an official big thing. They're not going to be widely sold or available. It's really just the hobbyist, cartridge. Androgynous released physically, so I don't think legality will be an issue. Yeah, I don't know what situation they had. I don't know if they had already registered that with Nintendo. Yeah, I'm not familiar with their situation, but it's highly likely they had, already ordered and registered those things with Nintendo ahead of time. It would be cool if your physical cartridge became rare like Devil's Third. Well, it's going to be rare because there's only going to be a handful of them because they're handmade, and I may make them to order as well. I hope that doesn't happen because as many people need to experience these fantastic passion projects as possible. I appreciate that. I'm happy if people want to order one. I'm happy to make them on order. I will have an original, a starting run. I'll prioritize sending them to Europe because Europe missed out on the digital versions of the games. But I don't like the idea of forced scarcity. And if people want a physical copy of the game, then if I have the materials on hand, if not, I'll order the materials and I'll just make it by hand. Like I said, I want to include cool physical stuff. I'm looking at getting pins and coins made, and also cup coasters that are from the game. I'm going to get real cup coasters. I want them included with the 3DS cartridges, so it'll be in the 3DS box. And you could use them, it's something you could use. Okay, we're going to switch over to Ruby River now. You guys ready? Let me just pause my screen here. So that was fun. I hope you enjoyed having a look at, yeah, you'll see the table legs are shiny. You'll see any metallic objects now have the shininess to it. It really makes the visuals pop that much more. So please enjoy the update. There's so much new content. If you're playing a New Game Plus, there's actually more New Game Plus weapons. People really enjoyed the Thunder Gun from before, but now there are more items like the Thunder Gun to find in New Game Plus. So please enjoy 3 Down Stars, and I really want to thank you all for your support and for helping spread the word. Let's go ahead and switch over to Ruby River now. I'm going to pause this video, and then we can have a look. Okay. Let's see. Don't be like Square, man. Missed out on the FF games too. You know, my favorite game series growing up was Final Fantasy. I felt like Square was looking after the world. They looked after their supporters and their fans, and everything they did seemed to be in consideration for the fans. And it's heartbreaking to see the situation. It's a real bummer. It's so unfortunate that happened. I'm just trying to boot up Ruby River now. I might have to restart the console. We'll see. Oh, okay, it's going. So again, I've never run Ruby River alongside the streaming software, so I don't know if it'll work or if it'll crash. So I'm just booting it up now to see it'll work. Yeah. When I was a kid, ever since I was a kid, I used to always say, "Oh, I want to be like Square." And now that's the last thing that I would like to be like. The last thing that I would like to be like is Square. The way that the contempt that they've shown for the people that are buying their products, it's disheartening. And that's my comment on that. You know, I don't like being very negative. I don't like spreading negativity. So, all right. So, the visuals are better on the new 3DS. There's more environmental details. There's this. I can't get this grass to stop spawning here. I'm really trying to fix that. You know, that's one of the glitches that I've had during development. It just came up the past 2 days. I don't know why it's there. So one trick that actually. Oh, hold on. Let me switch my logo here now. Oh, there we go. One trick that I've employed, which is it's an insane solution. Because this is a massive environment. This is huge. This environment, it's significantly bigger than anything in 3 Down Stars. I can't fit that much grass in because grass, once you have too many objects, it's very memory intensive and it'll just cause the hardware to crash. So I actually only have 200 pieces of grass. And what the game does is there are sections, and once you enter a section, it actually steals the grass from the previous area that you were in, pardon me, and it moves all the grass to the area where you're going. And so, that's how Ruby River manages these grass assets and visuals, is there's only 200, and once I leave this small section and go to another one, it'll just pick that grass up and drop it back down. But there are what I call grass zones, and the grass zone, it generates spots to put the grass, and it always remembers where to put the grass. So if you walk back into an area, the grass pattern will be the same. So it's not just random grass that's being randomly spread everywhere. It is putting the grass where the game remembers to put the grass. Yeah, to preserve memory and don't have to load in new grass pieces every time. Exactly, yeah. If you were to say, like, remove those grass pieces and put in new ones, that causes problems. So that is a solution that I use to have the environments more detailed. On original 3DS, there is no grass detail like that because I need to optimize the amount of memory that's available for the original 3DS. I am not joking when this is the thinnest, finest knife edge that any game has ever walked on the original 3DS, because I'm basically like 8 kilobytes away from crashing on the original 3DS. It's like literally between 4 and 8 kilobytes, and if I get even like a kilobyte close to that limit, then the game will crash. That is how close Ruby River is to crashing on the original 3DS. I've been walking such a fine line, but it works. The build I have right now works just fine. It works great. You can build as much stuff as you want. You can explore this massive environment, and it works. But I have to be very careful, because if I add just a couple kilobytes more data or visual graphics, or even I add like 2 more thumbnail icons for your items, it'll cause it to crash. So this has been such a challenging project, and it's been fun working on it. So I'll just, okay. I'd like to show you my bottom screen. Okay. I'm very happy with how this sort of solar flare, or this lens flare looks. So you can walk, you can run, or you can crawl. I'll just run to this next area that sort of looks interesting. There are some ponds that you can do fishing in. I'd like to set up a cabin by the pond because the pond can spawn fish, and you can use your fishing rod to catch the fish. Let's see here. This is a solution that I thought of because the game has to run on original 3DS. So I'll show you this bottom screen here. So you see I have your menu. And if I start building stuff like, let's see here, furniture, bed. Oh, you know what? I'll go to the bath, the hot tub. You can build a hot tub there. You can see like anything on that screen is actually quite taxing on memory and performance. It's problematic on original 3DS. So I actually added buttons. If you push these buttons here, so if these open, they significantly impact the frame rate on original 3DS. But you can use these buttons to close those, and that means that everything on your menu is hidden, but now you have significantly better frame rates, especially on the original 3DS. It helps on new 3DS as well, so new 3DS will benefit from you closing the menu, but on original 3DS it makes a big difference. You can still get smooth frame rates if you close those menus. Minecraft on 3DS requires the new models, but our boy Jerrel managed to get a much more realistic survival game working because he's the best. I don't know I'm the best, but I had a good reason to create this, and that's because people wanted it. People have been, ever since I did the first 3 Down Stars game, people have been making requests for certain features and kinds of games that they wanted on the 3DS, so that's why I did it. I had a good reason. I'm sure the team at Minecraft could have made it work if they really wanted to. And you know, they've got like multiplayer on their thing, and this doesn't have multiplayer, but the amount of content in here is significant. It's massive. Right, so you see I can't build the bath here because the ground is not level enough. So what I will do is I'll build a structure. I'd like to show you the bottom screen. You know, use the buttons to navigate what you can build. Like there, and you have your weapons there and your armor. I'll try to work out a way so we can have some gameplay together. Oops. Okay, armor, weapon. So I'll build that, and there's no waiting for building structures. It's just instantaneous. But if you're crafting things like armor, weapon, and food, then you do need to wait. There is a timer on that. Okay. Let's see here. And now that I have a level surface, you can see I can build a bath here. So I'll build a bath, and you know it'd be pretty rad, right? If it was nighttime, and let's see, standalone, and you put a campfire right there. Look at that, okay? And if this was nighttime, you've got this, you know, a night sky. You can jump in the bath. You have your campfire there, and you can just relax. There you go. I've worked very hard on the soundtrack, so you can just enjoy, sit in a hot bath. You can enjoy the environment and sit by the campfire. So when you sit in the bath, that actually restores your health and your stamina as well. Did they give you dev kits for Wii U and 3DS, or is it all done on PC? Awaking Bear. Hi, thanks for stopping by. So developers have to purchase development kits. Oh, my Santa hat. So yes, developers have to purchase the development kits, but we use the PC to create the game, and the development kits are for testing to make sure our games work on the actual hardware. And Nintendo distributed the development software when these consoles were current. So when you are a developer, Nintendo distributes the development software to you. So there's many template pieces you can build. If you can think it up, you can probably build it if it's within reason, because there's so many different template pieces. So there's three categories. You have structures, you have furniture, and you have standalone. I'll try to work out a way where I can show you the bottom screen. So when you're crawling, so you have walk, run, you can toggle that. There's a button there so you can toggle walking, running, and crawling. So crawling is so you can move slower. So if you're trying to precision place an item, that's what crawling is for, is you move slower so you can precision place your pieces. Let's see here. So I'll just go to furniture again. Let's see what else I've got in my furniture. Tables, stands, display fur. So there are many items that can actually generate items for you. So you have your display fur, and I think it's either every 15 or 20 minutes this actually generates fur materials for you. So if you come back in 15-20 minutes, that'll have an item and you can pick it up and you can use the item for crafting. So that'll generate fur. So there's many objects that you can create that do that for you. Otherwise, you can explore the environment to pick up items. There's animals you can hunt, and you can get fur and raw meat from that. Or if you need raw meat, you can use, let's see here. There's an animal trap. This ground is too, there we go. Oh, ground's a little uneven. So if you build this animal trap, I think every so often, I think every 20, 30 minutes, maybe every 30 minutes, so often it's likely to catch an animal, and then there will be raw meat in there. So you can take that and you can cook. So let's see if I can show you the cooking menu here. Bummer. It's going to be a little clumsy, isn't it? Okay. There's many different armors that you can build. So I'm going to click on my food menu. So now it's a little blurry, but you can see there's 5 pages of different dishes you can cook. So if I click on like a barbecue clam, I've got some clams, but if you try to cook that, a message shows up and it says that you need to be near a campfire to cook that. If I try to make a barbecue catfish, it says the dish needs a campfire to be cooked. So there's different dishes there, and they all require something to be cooked. In order to be cooked. So if I go next to the campfire and now I click on barbecue catfish, if I click the cook button now, then a little timer shows up and that will cook catfish for me. So yeah, and that is how you cook. There are many other things and many recipes that you can cook as well. There is a flour mill that you can build and an oven, so you can actually build different kinds of, or you can make different cakes and breads, and those give different stat boosts. I'll just quickly look at the list here and give you an idea of what the food does. Cool, so that cooked pretty quickly. Ow. Oh, yeah, if you step on the fire, ouch, you can see it. Oh, you can't see, it's on the bottom screen. I took some damage, I stepped on the fire, so maybe don't do that. And again, if you jump in the bath, so you can see this is one thing I'm still fine-tuning and tweaking this. Like you can see the background jitters a bit, and it just comes down to how much do I want performance to suffer if I want to be able to draw those mountains without any flickering. I'll be doing fine-tuning and testing before this launches, but I don't want it to be distracting. But at the end of the day, you know, performance is also very important. One guy didn't buy a dev kit and used a custom firmware system for debugging, the Operation Cobra guy, I think. Yeah, if that works, then, you know, good for him, yeah. At the end of the day, if we can all get games that adhere to Nintendo's guidelines, and we make them the way that adheres to the guidelines, we adhere to the NDA, I think really the important thing is bringing out games that we can all really enjoy together. I think that's what we should focus on, and focus on the positivity of that. And the reason why people have asked if I can bring games to other consoles, and the reason why I'm sticking with Nintendo is I feel like Nintendo shares that philosophy. I feel like Nintendo does prioritize creating something fun and sharing something fun for people. And you know, people are always going to have some sort of negative thing to bring up because businesses are big machines, and there's a lot of legal things that go on. But I believe Nintendo at its heart really believes in doing something for people so they can enjoy it and have fun. And they really want to bring quality to people. And that's why I'm sticking with Nintendo, is I really believe that's their philosophy. And I believe that Nintendo really does care about their supporters and their fans. Okay, I'll go through, I said I was going to go through the. I've got to figure out a better way to show this bottom screen here. So if you touch the, oh, I can't see what I'm doing here. If you touch the food, it'll give a description of what the stats do. I can't see what I'm doing here. Oh, I don't have any in my inventory, so it won't say. It says you got to cook some first, but some will boost your, like you have mushroom stew, pine tea, savory stew, seafood chowder, seafood pot pie. So the pine tea, you can find pine needles. When you cut down trees, you tend to get pine needles. I'll just cut this one down. We'll have a look. You get lumber and pine needles. Just chop this a bit. Chop, chop, chop. And you can use the pine needles to make tea, and that's very good for restoring your energy. When you run and do certain actions, your energy depletes or your stamina depletes. So making pine tea is a good way to restore that energy. You can use those pine needles. Oh, was there a rock? Yeah, you can also chop these rocks to get stone. I'll give that the chop. And then you can use those again for building different different objects. Like if you're building an oven or a flour mill, then you will need stone. So you can just, chop that up. So there's a balancing consideration that I made, is that the new 3DS is able to have so much more detail and world objects. So there's way more trees and bushes and rocks on the new 3DS. And you would think that would be an issue for the original 3DS models, but I actually take into account the disparity in the amount of objects. So say, for example, I cut down a tree here, and I only get, 5 or 4 pieces of lumber on the new 3DS. In the original 3DS, because there's less trees, you actually get 4 or 5 times the amount of material. So I might get 15 pieces of lumber from this tree on original 3DS, whereas I would only get 4 pieces on new 3DS. So that way original 3DS users, they're not getting way less resources than new 3DS owners. So I'll go ahead and look at my armor list as well. So I don't have any armor in my inventory, but you can see on your building menu. Okay, I'm gonna manually, wait, what if I put focus on automatic again? Let's try that, okay? Put focus on automatic, okay. Okay, cool. Let's just hope it keeps working. Well, I can't see what I'm doing here. Come on. You think I could play 3DS backwards by now? Alright. So you have muscle armor. Okay, you have wilderness pants, wind coat, thermal coat, rain coat, speed armor, tough armor, sniper armor, and muscle armor. So the armors boost your stats in some way. If you want your melee attacks to do more damage, you can use the muscle armor. If it's raining, you'll want to make yourself a raincoat, or your stamina and health will constantly drop. So you can create different coats to protect you from weather conditions. And say if you wanted to move faster, you can create speed armor as well. So I'm on a special mode right now where it doesn't care if I don't have enough materials. It will tell you what materials you need. So you have a look at the bottom, it'll tell you you need 35 leaves, you need 25 pieces of string, and 30 pieces of cloth to make the speed armor. So the green number is how much I have in inventory. I don't have enough right now, but I can still build it if I want, because it's in developer mode. Nope, please. Nope. Nope. Oh, no, come on. There we go. And so that's going to take a while. I think it takes about 2 minutes or so. So it says it's creating speed armor for me. So while you're crafting, you actually can't access your menu or any buttons. So there we go. Actually, really, I've worked very hard on just the visuals of this to try and make it look interesting, because because it has to work on original 3DS, the challenge was the graphics can't be that good if it works on original 3DS. So I wanted to make it as good as it could look, and it's something that's visually appealing. You know, I didn't want it to be boring or ugly to look at, and I thought it's a fun visual effect for the tree to just be. The player character is such a great lumberjack that hitting the tree a couple of times just makes it explode into already chopped up logs. I think that's pretty fantastic. And I hope people enjoy the soundtrack. I've worked very hard on the soundtrack, so I'll start sharing that soon. But it's very different from what we've heard in the other games of the series, and that's something I really set out to do. Is I want each game to really have its own identity in terms of the music. So even between Gaiden, definitely Delusion Destroyers, and Ruby River, you'll be able to tell which tracks come from which games because they sound so different. And I really wanted to focus on this outdoor vibe that you're alone, you're stranded in the wilderness, and you're really just, all you've got are your own wits and your hatchet. And that is what I'm trying to communicate, is a sense of wilderness freedom, but also loneliness and seclusion with the soundtrack. I hope people really enjoy it. Actually, no, I didn't use much banjo in this. This is mainly actually piano and different sort of synthesized strings and whatnot. But piano, but it's sort of this distant, echoey piano that builds this sense of loneliness. But actually, Gaiden has a lot of mandolin music. We use a fair bit of mandolin in that, and some fiddle. So over the past year, I've taught myself to play fiddle so I can use that in the soundtracks. So I'm very excited to share that music with you as well. Okay, so cool. I chopped down the tree, I got some twigs, and I now have my speed armor. So if I click on the, I don't, there we go. So it says speed armor, speed +2. So now, oh yeah, there's heaps of items down here. So on the bottom screen, you'll see a take button. It says take, so you can take that, you can pick that up, and it gives you resources. There we go. So this is like a field of sort of wheat grass, and you can take that, take. And it says +5, I picked up items there. So the armor does let me move faster, and then if I run as well, you can see I'm moving significantly faster than before, but running does consume your stamina, which is the green bar there. And you can eat items, or you can build yourself a chair. You can sit on the chair to recover stamina. You can build a bed. So if I go to furniture, oven, bed, chair, bench, bed. Okay, so actually, if you go on that, it'll restore your health. There. So yeah, there's heaps of different armors. There's different weapons. There's many different component pieces. And I'll build a little bit. I'll get close to the river. And there is a mechanic, Ruby River. It does have gameplay that connects to Gaiden, definitely Delusion Destroyers, because they're packaged together. You have a game select screen, and then you pick which game you want to play. There is connectivity between the two games. I don't want to spoil what it is. I want people to just enjoy it and see the game for themselves. So there is a reason to go back and forth between the two games, and you do help. This player character, they do help the characters in the other game, and then the characters in the other game do help this. Oh, Eternal Light. The soundtrack sounds amazing, and another thing I think you've been great at is the 3D part of the 3DS. Thanks for that. That's I just love the 3D. I'm on the camp of slider up. Slider up, baby. You kick that slider right on it, max that out. Slider up, 3D up. It's my favorite thing. And it's difficult to get it right, because if you're not careful with it, it's very uncomfortable for the end user. And the stereoscopic 3D is only for the new 3DS. It's not available on the original 3DS, and the reason I disable stereoscopic on the original 3DS is because it frees up just a little bit more memory for the original 3DS. And like I said, I'm between 4 and 8 kilobytes of crashing Ruby River on the original 3DS, so it is hanging on by a knife's edge, but it works. And if I were to enable 3D on the original 3DS, it actually wouldn't run, it would just crash. So yeah, stereoscopic only works on the 3D. I'll go to my playlist. I will play stuff that's from Ruby River. So I'm switching music to, okay, Empty Forest. So this is, Sigh of the Sun, yeah. Okay, so the upcoming tracks, the stuff that's playing now, I'm turning the volume up, and let me know if it's too loud, but the music that will play for a while now will be Ruby River music, so I hope you enjoy that. Yeah, makes sense considering Operation Cobra looks and plays like garbage. I don't know what Operation Cobra is. I'll look it up. Yeah, I don't know. Legend of Dark Witch 3 did the same, I think, only 3D on new 3DS. Yeah, it just makes the game more stable on original hardware. Okay, let's build some stuff. All right, here we go. And I'll just try and I'll build some stuff, and then we'll just see what kind of stuff we can make here. I'm resisting the urge to stop and pick up all the stuff. I know it doesn't matter, but you know, I'm a gamer as much as anyone else. So when I see a sparkly thing on the ground, you gotta go and pick it up. You know, you're not gonna leave your items on the ground. But again, this is just a developer save file. It doesn't even matter whether I pick it up or not. It's just a gamer thing. You know, you gotta pick up the item. So this is a development thing as well. You'll find that the axe is wobbling, like as I get to certain part of the maps, you'll find that the items that are close to the screen, like this axe, they're actually wobbling. It's losing pixel, or it's losing its polygonal accuracy, so it's actually wobbling, and you kind of get the effect of the old PlayStation. And I did want to make, you know, this is a design, just a functional hardware development glitch. But I wanted to use that glitch on purpose to make a PlayStation-style game that had the wobbling graphics, but I don't have time for that. But that is something where it's all a balance and a sacrifice. I've sacrificed that sort of accuracy and wobbling because it means I can have a much bigger map that's more detailed. And the trade-off is when you get to the farthest parts of the environment, you'll see that the things that are close to the camera will wobble a little bit. But I figured that's an acceptable trade-off, because this is a massive environment. Let's see, I'll cross up this hill, and then you'll sort of, like, you can see it goes on for a while, and there's always items and different things that spawn. Every time you come back, more resources spawn throughout the environment. And there'll be 3 save files, so if you sort of don't like the layout of where the trees and the rocks are in one save file, or you sort of wasted your resources, just start another save file. Yeah, I love PlayStation 1 graphics. I love that stuff. Alright, I'm just gonna build stuff for a while. Okay. So, yeah, you can also build an ammo workshop. I'll build that there. So, this is a very slow way to get ammo. You have a pistol. Let's see here, go to my weapons. I'll show you the weapon list here. Oh, now it's not going to focus? Alright, come on, focus, you can do it. Believe. So, you have, there we go. You have a fishing rod, which you can use to catch fish. You have a pistol, shotgun, and rifle. And, of course, you know, it'd be hard to have a Silver Falls thing without some sort of cool elemental stuff. I'm a big elemental weapon fan. I love elemental stuff. So some of my favorite weapons in 3 Down Stars are the Cryo Shot and the Blizzard Gun. I don't know. If you've played the other Silver Falls games, you've probably figured out I really love elemental weapons. So, of course, I couldn't leave that out. So eventually you can get Cryo Spray and Flame Spray. So they're not as technologically advanced as the weapons that the mechanic builds for you in 3 Down Stars. But you do get to... Oh, I don't have much ammo for it. But you do get your Cryo Spray, and you get your Flame Spray. So... you have a variety of weapons to deal with enemies. You can craft different stuff. You can craft the game refers to them as things. So this is a punchy thing that you can use to punch. This is a slicey thing. This, oh, that's a stabby thing. This is a spiky thing. And this is a smashy thing. And this is the ultimate craftable weapon. It's called the ultimate thing. And that does heaps of damage. So you can dual wield your hatchet, which is for cutting down trees and whatnot. It's not very good, but you can dual wield. So this doesn't do a lot of damage, but this does. So when you're dealing with enemies, you can just go like that. And this is, as a gamer, for me, something that I put great consideration into is wearing out the shoulder buttons. I have 3DS consoles where the buttons have worn out because I press the shoulder buttons so much. And so that's something that developers should be considerate. So I've made it to where you can just hold the buttons down. So you can hold those down instead of, and that, to me, that saves on the lifespan of these things pushing switches repeatedly. You can hold them down and that'll keep attacking for you. All right, and you have your fishing pole as well. If you find one of the little ponds that's around, these mini lakes that are around, you'll see fish in there and you won't be able to pick them up. But if you have the rod, you will be able to pick them up. Okay, let me build some stuff now. I'll show you the ingredients that you get. Here are all the ingredients that you can find. So you find these by exploring the environment. You'll get ingredients from different parts of the environment. And you'll see some of the crafting materials or the building materials down in the corner. So there's just so many different things to find that will let you just create more stuff. So the items that you use for building structures, like, you know, these walls and floors, they're not the same items that you use for creating your armor and weapons. They're two different kinds. So that way you don't, you know, your weapons and armor don't conflict. In terms of, in this kind of game, it's important to consider what sort of resource management you're asking the player to do. And I think it's very annoying when you have to weigh up, oh, do I want to build a house or do I want to build armor? I think it's annoying to have a conflict between those different aspects. So there are different items for your weapons and armor and different items for building. Jump. Oh, let's see. I'm gonna head out in a bit. It's 2:30 a.m. here in Europe. Hope you at least get some time off for a grand feast or something over Christmas with friends and family. Hey, thanks, Eternal Light. It was great hanging out and chatting. Thanks. We'll catch up again soon. Thanks. Take care. Merry Christmas. And thanks for the late support carrying the 3DS to its ultimate demise. I don't think the 3DS is having a demise. It's going to live on as long as we all keep enjoying it. You know, we all still enjoy the original NES and the Game Boy. Those things aren't dead. They live on because we enjoy using them. So I'm enjoying, you know, making stuff for the 3DS, and I'm enjoying sharing that with everyone. So thanks. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. And then hopefully I can get some games to you soon. You've seen GBA games render 3D better than Off Cobra. Game is great for a good belly laugh, though. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the developer used Unity. It's an absolute struggle using Unity for 3DS. Like there are things broken with it that shouldn't be broken that cause so many issues. They look like they work, but they don't, and it just means that you have to keep tearing your project back more and more and more. It's so frustrating. So any developer that has used Unity to make 3D, it's a massive feat, and I can have respect for that. I think, is it Harold's Walk? I think is impressive because making it an open environment in 3D, it's an incredible challenge. I can't think of any other platform that would had these kind of difficulties and challenges. You know, it's special. Was all I can see. See, I had the run on, and it was difficult to place my stuff because run made me move fast. If you go to crawl, again, you can precision place your items or your objects. Okay, so you have two kind of windows here. You have your normal windows. This is a pretty good place because now I have a view of the river here. Okay, you have these normal windows, and then you have wide windows as well. And this is if you want to have more of a view. And there is tolerance on either side of the... oh, right, okay. See, I'm falling off the side a little bit. I'll just put that there. Okay. Because I'd like to have a view of the... I was really uneven and wonky where I was putting my floor. So just don't mind how wonky that is. You can always remove it and fix it if you wanted to. It's not a big deal. Yeah. Come on. So if it's red, it means that you're colliding with something, or it's on uneven terrain. You've seen FPS games on the All Advanced. A lot of them are surprisingly good. Pastry Mail. I really like watching the YouTube videos that show 3D games, especially first-person shooters on 3DS. There's 3D Sage on YouTube who has incredible projects. That's very awesome. I really love seeing that stuff. It's just so fantastic. Have you seen 3D Sage's stuff? I'm guessing you have if you like the 3D stuff on GBA. I love the topics people make, like, you know, the best 3D games on GBA. Some walls here. I do need a door, don't I? Okay, how about I'll make a second floor to this guy as well. Okay, so you can have a look at the structure. There's 18 pieces for structure, and you can see I got door wall. If I hit build, that will build it where the green thing. I'm hitting build, and there we go. Now I've got a door there, and I'll put another window wall here. This is so wonky. I did not look at where I was putting the floor at all. So there are also, so for people that don't like those gaps on the floor, there is flat log. And if you really don't want gaps in there, you can use this flat log to fill in the gaps. I obviously did a horrible job putting this floor here, but if you sort of put that in, you can sort of fill the gaps a little bit. I did a terrible job. There's still a gap there, but you can see what it's for. And you can rotate, use the D-pad. So if you push the D-pad, you can rotate the pieces. And you can sort of, like, if you wanted to fill that in, I think that would fill in that gap. Obviously there's gaps on either side. I did a horrible job building this cabin. Tim Allen, hey, how's it going, Tim? Good to see you. Merry Christmas. Turn light, dude. You're Sam carrying Frodo to Mount Doom, and I applaud you. Thanks for that. I love Street Pass. That was the coolest thing. You know, and it's not just, I can't take all the credit for this. It's Nintendo's done an immense amount of work, and they've really allowed me to do this. They've been so supportive. So what I've done is I've just done such a small part of this. A massive amount of this comes down to Nintendo supporting this, because Nintendo understands we're all fans. Nintendo knows that we want to enjoy this console, and what they needed was a developer who was willing to put in the sacrifice, because I know I'm not going to get a huge amount of sales, and it's only logical for studios to not spend their resources and time on a platform where they know they're not going to get many sales. So what all Nintendo needed was a developer willing to accept that risk and that cost. And that cost is that you're creating something for a platform that isn't going to get that many sales, and it's not going to be a great return on investment. But I discussed it with Nintendo and said I'm willing to do that because I know that people want to celebrate and enjoy these consoles. I just wanted to bring something positive to everyone here, and they understand that people love the 3DS, and they're passionate about what they make as well, you know, and that's why I think that they've been so supportive on this, is they just wanted us to have something to enjoy. So Nintendo's done a huge amount to help me bring these games to you, and you guys have done such a huge amount as well. You guys are a massive part of why I'm able to make games, because it's difficult for me to just go and tell people about my games. If I go to like Reddit and whatnot, they'll just delete my posts for self-promoting, so I can't actually go. I've given up going places to talk about my stuff. You know, if I go to any sort of Facebook page or forum, any post that I make will just get deleted. So I am not I'm not allowed to share my games. So and it's only because of you guys that people have found out about Silver Falls and are picking up and playing the games. So that's why I'm working so hard, is because you guys have put in a huge amount of help. It's because of you guys that I can make the games. So it's only fair that I do my absolute best as well. And I put in the best effort that I can to make games for all of you. And that's, that keeps me moving, because there are times during development where it feels like it's just too exhausting. How am I supposed to keep going when I have such a short amount of time? And there's just an immense amount of work to do. But I just think about how much all of you have done to help get the series where it is, and I think about all the people that are enjoying the games, and it's, you know, that sort of gives me a boost of energy, and it just keeps me going, especially when a work day might get to 2:30, 3 a.m., you know. Yeah, Nintendo shutting down the eShop was a very controversial move for good reason. Also, I'm surprised they are accepting games so late in the eShop's life. Yeah, like I said, you know, I don't understand the reasoning behind it. It's not my place to comment on it, but businesses are complex machines with so many moving parts, and I'm sure that there are well-considered good reasons why the eShop sales are ending. But I think it speaks to Nintendo's goodwill towards all of us, all the fans and their supporters, especially we've been supporting for so many years. I think it speaks to their goodwill that they've allowed me to bring these games to you. And it is so late. It's literally, it's beyond the 11th hour. It's like the 11:30 hour. This is the ugliest house I did such a bad job here. Oh, I said I was gonna do a second floor. All right. Okay, let me fix that. Let me see if I can just get rid of some of these. I'll take those down. I want to build some stairs now. Oh no, I'm looking up as if that's going to make the camera go up higher. And see, I need to adjust. This is what testing is for. I need to adjust the sensitivity so I can look up just a little bit more. Okay, so I want to build some stairs. So what I'll do is I'll put some stairs here. So I'm opening my structures. I'm going to go through my structure list. What do we got here? All right, so on this list, it is number 17. We have stair ramp. All right. What I'll do is I'll put the stair right. I'm kind of looking at where that lines up. Maybe I'll put it there by the. Yeah, that goes. Okay. You know what? Okay, I'll remove that. So I'll go to my breaking mode. Forward a little. Okay, I'll just break that, and then I want to get another flat here. Flat. Okay. Oops. I'm too close to that thing on the right. Oh, I've done a terrible job. This is so wonky. I've done a bad job. This is awful. Yeah, those pieces are conflicting because I did it super awful. All right. You know what? I'm just gonna remove that so it stops getting in my way. I'll remove that, and then I can put my flat, because now there won't be anything in the way. Maybe I'll put like a flat log there to sort of... I've done a terrible job. I need to move my stairs back. Obviously you could just adjust the stairs and move it back. I'll do that later. This is my house. You have to jump to get to the second floor. I do actually have to move it back now. I'll just move it back. Alright, everyone. Oh no, I'm starting to feel like I'm a Minecraft channel. Uh-oh. Alright. What if I put it there? Oops. Build. And just swinging the axe doesn't damage your stuff. So if you happen to just swing your weapons, you don't need to worry about damaging your stuff you've built. Okay, yeah, I can fix that later. Anyway, see, I started my second floor. Yeah, it is important that we, you know, as a business, they do want people to focus on the Switch, and that's, you know, I think the Switch is a great console, but I also really enjoy the 3DS and Wii. Oh, GBA Temp allows devs to promote their games. That's cool. Okay, I'll look into that. Thanks. Look, because of us, the 3DS will live on. We'll keep playing 3DS. We'll keep enjoying it. December 31 is the hard cutoff for submissions. I can't really comment on that. I'm not allowed to sort of discuss those kind of things. Yeah. So, but you know, I do feel terribly that Europe wasn't able to hold the door open long enough to get these games finished. And again, it wasn't their fault, because they really did extend the submission period for me to get the games, but I just couldn't get them approved in time. They were in the approval process, but you know, the situation changed over there. Even though they really tried, they really did to try and hold the door open. So that just shows how much Nintendo cares about their fans. That at least Nintendo of America was able to keep the door open a significant amount just for the Silver Falls titles, and I think that well, I don't think I know that really shows that they really just wanted to show us that they do actually care about us, the fans. They do want us to enjoy these consoles, and you know, they don't want us to feel like they're taking something away from us, even though that is what it feels like when a shop closes like that, you know. Part of the reason why I was able to build this so quickly, like it would have been from a user standpoint, so you have to go left and right to select your pieces, and it would have been easier for the end user if I had another menu like that. But the problem is that's so demanding on the memory that if I had done that, it likely just would have been too much for the original 3DS. It would have taken longer to develop, and it would have made it problematic for the 3DS original hardware. So having it toggled just left and right is actually it's making it possible for the game to run on original 3DS more stable, and it has made it faster for me to develop as well. Okay, so oh no, I think I'm colliding with something. I don't know what I'm colliding with. I think I don't have enough stable. I'm not stable enough. I need an update to improve stability here. There's not enough stuff under it, I think. Oh, the music is very ominous. Nice. Thanks. Let me check the... Oh, yeah, this is the nighttime music. So there's 4 different times of day. There is sunrise, daytime, sunset, and night. So the music we're hearing right now is nighttime music. Yeah, the 3DS is... I think it's the perfect portable console. I think that's just how it is. I do like the Switch Lite, though. I like how portable the Switch Lite is. Yeah, there's always going to be a hole there. You can... Yeah, I think I need to put something... I need, like, more support somewhere. There is... you can put railing as well. Short ramp, you got ramp. So if you go to standalone... oh, you can have an insect terrarium. Put my terrarium right here. Build. So you have an insect terrarium, and that actually grows silk string. So there's silk moths in there, and every once in a while, I think every 20 to 30 minutes, you can get string from there, and you'll need string for crafting. So you can build a whole cabin that's just full of those, and you can make it a silk moth farm if you wanted to. So you got a terrarium, you got your ammo workshop. Yeah, you can put railing on there so you don't have like a Death Star situation. And that way, I should go to crawl so that I can be more precise. I'm not worried about the precision right now. I'm just kind of chucking them anywhere I want. Yeah, have railing there. I mean, if you think about it, it's a little absurd to worry about falling off a ledge when you're in space. You know, like, oh, whoop-de-doo, I fell off a ledge and I'm in space. But there's artificial gravity on the Death Star. That's, you know, so it makes sense. They should have railing. There should be railing on the Death Star. Yeah. Let's see. So some other pieces you can have as well. If I go to... Is it standalone? You got your planter box, you can grow stuff. Yeah, if you don't want a timber roof, you can use these shade bits here. Yeah, you can use that as your roof. You can build yourself like an outdoor area. This is going to be like a gazebo type thing. And then you can build like a table and chairs, and then people can sort of party here. You also have slanted ones as well, so you want to use the arrow to make sure you can see where the slant goes. And let's see. If I place that there... Oh, it's too far. Put it too far. Yeah, you can have it... slanted like that. Then you can put your a little. Oh, you know what? This will be like a good outdoor camping area. So what I'll put is a little campfire right there. I'll build a little campfire there, and you do recover energy if you're near the campfire. If you're just sitting there, it will restore your energy over time if you're near it. If I can just get a couple chairs. Oh, you know what? I'll put a nice little bench. How about that? There you go. Some benches there. So I'm on infinite build because this is a developer build, so it's treating it as if I have infinite materials. But obviously in the game, in order to build stuff, you'll need to cut down trees and get some rocks, and chop up some bushes. Yeah, you can see it's you can build whatever you want. Yeah, so I hope you guys are enjoying the soundtrack to that. You know, I'll play some of the sunset music right now. I'm really enjoying that. I'm making this. I did the entirety, like the vast majority of the soundtrack for Ruby River. I did in half a day because I had to develop so many other parts of the game as well. So when I was listening to the soundtrack afterwards, I actually forgot that I had written it. So it was exciting. It was like listening to the soundtrack for the first time. Sorry, excuse me. And yeah, I just sort of went into a blind fury, and I was just writing this music, and it's so raw that I didn't even think or plan it out in terms of, oh, okay, here's this sort of composition I'll do, and this and that. I just created the soundtrack, and that's why I've been programming all of Ruby River, because there isn't time to plan it out and to make adjustments and whatnot. You just have to make it. So yeah, I'm hoping I can adjust that draw distance and not affect performance too much. Oh, I had one round in that gun. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, look, you can yeah, there's so many different things you can build. Yeah, I'm not sure if there's anything else I wanted to share with you. Yeah, so we've discussed some of the changes in 3 Down Stars, total visual overhaul, faster loading, better performance. Oh, I forgot to plug in my 3DS, the battery's dying. I've got the flashing red light here. You know what would have been great? I would have loved to do Street Pass. I didn't have time to do the research and development to develop Street Pass stuff, which is a real bummer. I would have really liked to do Street Pass. That was one of my favorite features on that. I'd like to show you Gaiden, but I can't show you the bottom screen. Yeah, I can only show this. And Gaiden you play vertically, and our testers have told me they've really enjoyed the story, the music, and the gameplay. Again, it's a battle RPG, but it's very much your timing and your spacing during combat is extremely important, and the way you plan out your team and where you put your party members, because your moves only have a certain amount of range. Characters have very specific skills and ranges, so the placement of your characters and the timing of when you use your abilities is extremely important. So it doesn't play like a traditional RPG, and it's quite action-packed because you're using the touchscreen to control everything. So I think it feels like something that really could have only been made for the DS or 3DS. So that's why I'm excited about Gaiden 3DS, and I hope I can get that out to you and you can all enjoy that. Yeah, you know what? You're right, Luna Knights. This cabin has good ventilation. Yeah, sure. Yeah, and like I said, if you wanted like ew, this is a gross term here. I don't even want to. It's a cursed phrase. A fur farm. You could make a fur farm if you wanted. Here, see, I've made a fur farm. So I think every half hour, if you have a fur display, it will generate fur for you, and you can use the fur for crafting your armor. And it's used for some weapons as well. So Oh, I feel gross saying that. This is a fur farm. I've made a fur farm. Ew. I'll come back in half an hour to my fur farm. All right. Oh, I don't have the save file that has Arnold's costume. Okay, I'm going to try to. The book orientation is really what piqued my interest for Deathly Delusion Destroyers. I think the idea of playing an RPG and holding it like a book is really flipping cool. Thanks. Look, I really liked the vertical games, the portrait mode games on the DS. I'm a massive DS fan. I always will be. My DS stays here. It stays under my Skyland. I have a Skylander shelf where if I'm using the figures, this is the active shelf. I always have a DS there. My original new DSXL, DSi XL. Yeah, the screen's just so great on that. I love the DSi XL. What a great console. And I really enjoyed the vertical games. And yeah, it's an idea for a game that I've really wanted to make for a long time. And as an RPG, you know, with Gaiden, I'll just boot it up. I'll boot it up and I'll just share what I can with you. Here we go. Let me pause the screen. Okay, I'll switch over to Gaiden Deathly Delusion Destroyers. I'll see what I can show you. I really want both of these games, Ruby River and Gaiden Deathly Delusion Destroyers, to last a very long time. So with Gaiden Deathly Delusion Destroyers, your characters have different skills that are available to them based on the day of the week. And there is a daily soul type. So each character has a soul type. You can be artistic, wistful, lonely, strong, or brave. And every day there's a daily soul type. If your character matches that daily soul type, all of their stats get 30% boosted in battle. They also have access to their soul ability. So it makes sense to try to raise as many characters as possible. So you can't just have one party of your 4 favorite characters, because those characters won't work for every single mission. And suddenly, if the day changes, one character might be at a disadvantage because now they have an ability that isn't that good or that useful. Where'd my Santa hat go? I think I might restart this 3DS. It's starting to chug a little bit. We'll see. I'll try and open up the game again and we'll see. No, and I'll show you more of. Oh, do you guys want to hear the soundtrack for Gaiden Deathly Delusion Destroyers? Here, we'll do that. I'll put on some of the soundtrack for Gaiden Deathly Delusion Destroyers. Alrighty. Soundtrack. And you'll have to let me know if the music's too loud or if it's not loud enough. Okay, Windows. Oh no, my Windows is getting stuck. Come on, Windows, you can do it. Alright, I'll turn this on. Okay, it's just loading. It's going to take a while to load. It's a little slow. Okay. Alright, let me load in the soundtrack. My Windows has started this funny thing. Oh yeah, there's lore as well. The same lore that's available in 3 Down Stars, you can see that in Deathly Delusion Destroyers. Okay, I just want to get the soundtrack here. Come on, Windows, what are you doing, man? You're letting me down, Windows. Here we go. Okay, let me just drag and drop some music up in here. All right, you got Punching Time, you got Kick Up the Grass, So You Want to Flex, Waiting for the Sun to Rise, Been Going All Day, Strike the Shadows. Yeah. As with all the titles, I've put in a massive amount of effort because I want Gaiden to have its own particular sound. I'm going to play some battle music here. Just let me know if it's too loud. Okay. I'm just booting this up here. Oh, thanks. You like battle music? So, you know how Three Down Stars sort of has, it's got its kind of techno music. Guardians and Metal Exterminators, I really strictly wanted it to have that sort of 80s rock vibe, so I stuck with that. But Undertakers for Wii U and White Inside Its Umbra will have more of those cool sort of deep trance techno sounds. And there's a mix in Gaiden. There is sort of what I consider Appalachia rock, where it's just mandolin and drums. You can see your story events. You know, you've got your characters with their detailed, expressive portraits, and you know you'd use a touch screen to progress the dialogue. Oh, I don't have anyone in the save file. This is a brand new save file. And that was actually a trick that I employed to make this work on original 3DS because it was crashing. It was actually removed all of the story content from the rest of the game, and I split it up. I say I sort of stuck it in a pocket universe, so it can't access any other parts of the game while it's doing the events, and then that allows the original 3DS to be able to have all of the content and not crash. If I didn't do that, then the original hardware was crashing and it couldn't handle the game. And so by splitting everything up and putting them in their own pocket dimensions, it was able to work. So there's some tutorials when you first start out the game. Oh man, I'd like to show this to you properly. I had a video the other day that I was able to run it on the computer and show what it looks like. The track kind of reminds you of Space Invaders Extreme 2, one of my favorite DS games. I'm a big Space Invader fans as well. Sometimes I'll boot it up. You know, I'll have I have like a retro Pi hooked up to my TV, so I can, if I feel like it, I can play some old, you know, the old 8-bit classics. I've got, you know, ColecoVision, some 2600, all, you know, that old stuff that's in there. So sometimes you just want a nice, simple game of Space Invaders for a while. This track is titled Punching Time. Alright, it's almost over. This next track is called Kick Up the Grass. I'm very happy with how this track turned out. So if you turn your head sideways, okay, I'll go to the diner here. You can choose to go to the diner, and you can get characters to show up. So you can see your party characters can show up. Every time you talk to your party character, you can get items from them. What did I get? I got a crossbow? Nice, okay, cool. And then, you know, they'll deliver some dialogue, some characterization. And then random other characters. So if we wait a while, other characters that are non-party members, other characters will show up, and when they show up, you get a boost for your next mission. So if you're finding that you're having difficulty with a mission, or you want to try and do a mission that's outside of your ability, it's a bit outside your pay grade, that's a tougher mission, you can just try to build up some boosts, and maybe you can take on tougher missions. So you can see I got a boost there. It says, does that say power? Power increased 25% for the next mission. And you get to sort of learn more about these characters. They all have their story and whatnot. It's not focusing on that well, is it? And there's heaps of colorful characters. Some characters we haven't even met yet, and some characters that were just in the background of the other games will now appear, and you'll have some nice lore and story to dig into. Space Invaders Extreme 2 takes that classic gameplay and turns it into an action-packed, rhythm-influenced masterpiece. I'm gonna have to check that out. That sounds really awesome to me. We have Iron. He is frozen in time in 3 Down Stars. So he appears here. You can talk to him. Unfortunately, he won't join the party. He's got his own things going on. But you can encounter him in the diner, and you get a boost when he shows up to talk to you. He's also in the Heavy Shadow, and again, Chapter 18 for Heavy Shadow has gone live, so you can enjoy Heavy Shadow Chapter 18, and that's at silverfallsgame.com. You can read that. Great. This next track is So You Wanna Flex. I sort of wanted an 80s power rock sound to it, but something you might hear at an 80s aerobics gym or something.
All right, and I'll just show you a quick battle. You start out with some equipment, so you don't get your butt kicked in the first battle. I'm just going to equip one weapon. It doesn't super matter because the early battles are pretty easy. You know, it's just to help you recruit your characters. So it tells you what weapons are strong. So if you have a light melee weapon, you have an advantage, or it'll tell you if your weapon type has a disadvantage. Every character can only equip one weapon type, so that's how you know you should switch characters around. Oh, I don't have the logo. I don't have the logo for. Can't change my logo here for Gaiden Death of the Legion Destroyers. I didn't queue that up. I wasn't expecting to show you Gaiden Death of the Legion Destroyers. So yeah, you can see that enemies walk in, and I can show you what it looks like on the bottom screen here. All right, and then you can see to attack. Oh, this is difficult. You drag and drop, and you can attack that way. There you go. And you attack. It's difficult. Okay, and then you have your menu. You can equip items, so you can use items, or you can use your abilities there as well. So they require your energy to charge up. I don't have enough energy yet. Maybe if I wait long enough, I'll wait for sand throw. I know the enemies aren't going to... Oh, I got killed. Should have just fought back, huh? So I got killed, and I got the mission failure. So I'm not going to unlock a new character. I was trying to show you the thing that I got. So there are... oh, Takaru, I didn't even see you earlier. Hello. How's it going? Thanks for stopping by. And there's many abilities that they're insane. They make the game very interesting because you start building these insane strategies. So the amount of depth that Frontier Fighters on 3 Down Stars has, I try to make that kind of depth as well. So I have Healthy Charge. He has an ability that's always active. It says fill 30. It says fill 30 charge when healed. So every time he gets healed, he actually gets 30 energy. That's the energy you use for your attacks. That's a pretty useful ability. Your weapons can have abilities as well. If you see, these weapons have plus. So Lumber Axe, this one has Inspiring Defeat. And again, the skills, every time you earn a new weapon, it can have a random skill attached. And this says team plus 20% HP upon defeat. So it heals your team when that character gets knocked out. That's pretty useful. You have Comeback Medic on that other abilities, so it says plus 15 health on Wake Up, so it heals your party members when that character gets revived. There is also Trick Attack. That crossbow has something called Trick Attack, and it says attack upon item use, so every time that character uses an item, they also perform a physical attack. So there's so many different ways to combo one action into another. Certain missions are going to be extremely difficult, like if you do a daily or weekly boss, they're going to be very difficult, so you need to build up very good strategy to maximize your damage output while you're able to heal. Oh, thanks. I'm glad you liked the interface. I wanted something simple that was easy to read, that you couldn't really get lost in. It's just clean, and also I had to design something that wouldn't cause memory leakage issues on the 3DS. Dodger is one of my favorite characters, and so he's the second character you get. He uses throwing weapons, so the throwing spike... Okay, I am playing favorites a little bit. This throwing spike starts with an ability, counterattack, attack when hurt by enemy. So as soon as you get Dodger, you can give him that throwing spike. Every time he gets hit, he'll counterattack. So I'm allowed to play favorites. I think Dodger's really... I think he's a cool character, and people have actually been asking... Again, he's a character that people have been asking for a while. So I thought, okay, maybe I'll give him something to be a really useful in the beginning of the game. He's early on, that's an extremely useful ability. So every time he gets hit, he'll attack back. You caught the hey, Merry Christmas! Thanks for stopping by. You don't have the sound on, just saying thanks for 3 Down Stars update. I was nervous not seeing it on the eShop yesterday. Cool, I'm glad you were able to get it. Thanks for the support. I hope you enjoy it. Earlier we were going over, you know what, how about I boot into 3 Down Stars again, and we'll just look at a couple more things before we wrap up the stream here. So it's been really fun hanging out with everyone, and we'll go and do a bit more. I'll try and work out a way where I can play more of Gaiden Deathly Delusion Destroyers, and I can show you more of that. Oops. pause that while I swap out, and we'll go back to 3 down stars. Okay, we are. And again, this one takes a while to load because of the save data. So, yeah. I hope you're all enjoying all the awesome games that are out there. I'd really like to be playing the Pokemon game right now. I'm super enjoying the open world setup. It's so fun. And again, it's sometimes you get like shiny object syndrome. SOS is what I call it. Where you're walking around, you're sort of addicted to looking for shiny objects on the ground. You just want to pick them up, and it feels really satisfying to get. Even if the item isn't that useful, it just feels satisfying to pick up a shiny thing and it's added to your inventory. Shiny object syndrome. I think I have that pretty bad. I'm late stage shiny object syndrome. There isn't really a cure for it. You just got to keep picking objects up, and that's really the only way to deal with it. Is a Santa hat canonically like? I mean, that's kind of the same shape as Link's hat, right? Like canonically, they're the same shape, so the same category of hat, I would think. So I guess Link's hat is pretty close to being a Christmas hat. It's green, so it qualifies as an elf hat, I suppose. Yeah, I hope you're all having an awesome Christmas so far. This is right now. This is music from 3 Down Stars. Okay, here's another battle track that's coming up. This is called Strike the Shadows. I think this is a nighttime only track. So some music only plays during the day. So at night, I'll let you enjoy that. And we are going to wait for 3 Down Stars to do that. I'll turn this back on. Switch back to yeah, there was so much that I wanted to do with 3 Down Stars with this update, but I just couldn't get around to it because I had so much work to do on the other titles. I wanted another outfit for Soldier, but I couldn't get to it. I wanted a reindeer outfit for him, but he's got his warrior outfit and his pirate outfit. I meant to check my save data. I meant to check if I had one with Arnault's Christmas outfit unlocked. I'm gonna check that. Okay. Let me just check if I have that save data. Ooh, I really hope I do. That would be really cool. And by checking, I mean I'm gonna randomly restore one of my save files and see if that's got the extra stuff, because I did have a save file that has it's got moss, it's got all the other outfits. You'll see, hopefully. Wow, this streaming software really slows things down. So, did anyone have any questions about anything coming up? I mean, you can feel free to ask me or make requests for any of the stuff that's coming up. Let's see, we get back up, restore. It'd be cool if you could add a comment to the save files. I'm just going to look at the dates. Oh good, the dates are wrong on these. Well, I'm going to randomly restore this save file. And maybe randomly this one has all my stuff unlocked. Well, we were talking about our favorite 3DS games earlier in Pokemon Y. I actually will, every once in a while, actually still boot them up and then I'll go online, and you can still find online battles for those games. So I enjoyed doing a battle in Gen 6 every once in a while. Then sometimes I'll open up a Gen 7 game and I'll do a battle there online. I think they're great. I think they're absolutely still worth playing. They're so enjoyable. I think they age well. Okay, let's see what save data I have randomly restored. When was Ruby River first conceived? Good question. That I started planning it towards towards the end of the 3 Down Stars development. So I would say 4 months before I finished 3 Down Stars is when I was planning Ruby River, and Ruby River was actually supposed to be in a pair. So I wanted to make. Uh-oh. My stream got disconnected. Let me reconnect that. I wanted to make a Switch game, and I wanted that open world. The gameplay as it is now is basically exactly as I intended it to be when I originally planned. But I wanted to make a Switch game with really modern, advanced visuals, and the building and the crafting and the survival aspects, but I was still making 3DS games, and people, again, even early on, Ruby River is a response to requests from people. So I thought it would be a waste if I just made a game like that and then it could only be on the Switch. So I actually split the game into 2 components, and they would have the exact same gameplay. One would be Diamond Island, and Diamond Island would be a Switch exclusive, and it would be massive. It would take place on just Diamond Island, and it would be way bigger, way bigger than Ruby River. And then Ruby River would have the same crafting and survival aspect, except it would be in a smaller location, and that would be Ruby River. You're sort of trapped in this box cannon. And so that's where I conceived Ruby River. It was meant to be a smaller version of Diamond Island, and Diamond Island has just been getting pushed farther and farther and farther back in terms of development when I could work on it. Okay, let me reconnect. Uh-oh. Let me try and reconnect then. Okay, connect. There we are. Okay, let's open up Frontier Fighters again. Let's just check out more environments. How about that? And hopefully I'll have some guys unlocked, and if not, that would suck. It'd be really cool to have a cross-generation Silver Falls game. Yeah, I think it would be cool. So I'm so excited that Ruby River is finally here, and it absolutely is a response to It's All people told me the kind of game that they wanted. You know, they wanted crafting and building and stuff where you could, you know, a first-person shooter. And it's not a first-person shooter, but you have weapons, you've got guns, and there are enemies. They're not shooting at you, but you get to shoot at them. And it's you know, it's sort of a limitless gameplay style where there isn't an end to it. You just kind of go at your own pace and do what you want. All right, so let's just see what I've got in 3 Down Stars, and then we'll wrap up the stream pretty soon. So it's been really fun hanging out. I don't want to, you know, drag things out any further, but I think we've had a lot of fun sort of discussing the games and having a look at all the changes and a look at Ruby River as well. What's left with Ruby River now? I finished all the crafting systems, the menu systems, the building, the save file systems. I'm working on the enemy spawning logic, so that determines the time of the day, where to spawn enemies, which enemies to spawn. At nighttime, if you hit trees, you're tree knocking, you're making loud noises at night, that's going to trigger enemies to come after you at night. So I'm programming that logic as well. And then I'm also programming the logic where animals can wander around the world and you can hunt during the day. So I'm just finishing that, and we'll be doing final testing, and then that's it. Ruby River's totally finished. All right. Oh yeah, it's playing the nighttime music for Ruby River. That'll finish loading in just a second. Oh, we are. All right, this is Sheriff Fred. I don't have his outfit. Okay, what have I got here? I restored the save data that was already on here. Let's see. Well, I don't really want to. Oh, okay. I'll show you the. Oh, okay. There's only a couple people left. I'll show you one last spoiler here. I'll switch characters. So this is. I'll show you the unlock content for connecting Gaiden Deathly Delusion Destroyers to 3 Down Stars. So I'll switch characters. This is a sneak peek. No one else has seen this. Absolutely no one has seen this except our testers. And it's just a handful of people left in the stream, so this is a special sneak peek bonus for those of you who are left. No one else is here. Yep, clear. It's just us. This is a secret. Don't tell anyone. And then we'll just hop into a different environment, and then we'll have a look at the visuals at the different environment. I'll pick the crow stand, and then we'll see what the lighting looks like in a different environment for the sort of sunset environment in the game. So the character that you're going to see here is from Gaiden Deathly Delusion Destroyers. I think they're the third playable character you can recruit. So this character's name is Base Boulderfield, and he is actually, I think many of his abilities focus on electric attacks and the sort of elemental abilities. He's quite good with those. I think he's pretty good with ranged weapons as well. So let's see. I don't have any equipment. I'll just pick an environment, but you can see, especially considered to previous versions. And again, it's blurry due to the sort of stream software, but the textures, the graphics, they're all extremely crisp and sharp. Let me pick an environment. Survive the crows. Hunt for the unicorn. Night walk. Oh, I found a typo. Wow, I have never even noticed that. Okay. Festival, Arnold's house night. Oh, let's have a look at this. Kitchen sewer. Oh, you know what? This will be a good one. We'll see what the sewer looks like. Because I've remastered all the textures in that, and it looks totally different. I don't have any weapons, so I'm going to get absolutely killed as well. I imagine 3 Down Stars would have been huge if it released in 2015. Wow, I couldn't even make it back in 2015. I didn't have the ability or the skill. It just takes time and effort to develop the skills to be able to do this stuff, and I'm still improving and still learning as well. But yeah, back then I didn't even have the skills to do it. I'm grateful that people are playing it and enjoying it, and people are so passionate about the characters and the story, and they like seeing the characters, they like seeing the rest of their lore and their history in the other games. So it's very it makes it feel very much worthwhile, worth all the effort that people are enjoying it. And once this is loaded, this will be the sewer area. So I'm showing the character, the code linker character, and there are story reasons why the main protagonist from Gaiden can't be in Frontier Fighters, but there's always a story reason why characters can or can't be part of other games. So it's very well considered. I put an immense amount of thought into that. So you can see just immediately off the bat, the sewer textures are far more detailed. I believe they're actually higher resolution. I've remastered all of them as well. The blood is more obvious and visible. I can't actually control my camera, so I'm trying not to fall off here. I'm just going to try and run for the exit. I don't even know where it is properly. There's a medallion, but I can't hit it. I don't remember where the exit is. Do I have to go here? I'm going to go across here. I think it might be in that little cavern there. So yeah, we'll just taking a quick tour, and we can see the improved visuals in the sewer area. And this is pushing the limits. Like, this is the absolute. This is the best, most advanced detail I can get these sewer areas, because there's so many different large resolution textures in this area. It actually, you couldn't. Oh no! The exit's going to be in there. I can't make it. Oh, I pushed a button. Anyway, yeah, that's a look at the improvements. And again, it's choppy because of the streaming software, but on hardware, it's actually significantly better. Ow! So these guys are frozen. They're the cryo variant of the enemies. And in case you had missed the sort of the tips and tricks in the game, if you use a lumberjack weapon on any frozen enemies, it'll do, I think, like 70% extra damage. It's significant. So if you have a lumber axe or a chainsaw, you want to use those on these frozen enemies there. So yeah, right, they super killed me. So that will be it for the stream today. I appreciate everyone for hanging out. Thank you for supporting Silver Falls. Pastry Mail, it's been great hanging out. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to all of you, to everyone. And we did it, and a massive thanks to Nintendo. They've been so supportive. They've been incredible, and they rolled out the update for us. They're currently processing the other games, so hopefully they can launch Light Inside Its Umbra and Undertakers on Wii U, and I'm finishing up Gaiden for Wii U. You can see that I finished Gaiden Deathly Delusion Destroyers. It'll be packaged with Ruby River. Ruby River really only needs about 1 to 2 days left of development, and we'll do some testing, and then we'll get that into Nintendo as soon as possible. And that's still launching Guardians and Metal Exterminators for new 3DS, the update. That's being processed by Nintendo as well. And if I have time, I'd really like to get an update out for Ghoul Busters. So I'm really looking forward to all of you enjoying more of this stuff. And Heavy Shadow, if you'd like a read and enjoy more Silver Falls character and lore and story, Heavy Shadow Chapter 18 just went live on the Silver Falls website, so you can read Heavy Shadow for free. Hey, thanks, Lunar Knights. Merry Christmas to you and your family and friends, and hope you're healthy and safe, and I hope you're all great out there. So, yeah. HTML. Imagine if the DDD Ruby River bundle released on Christmas Day. That'd be nuts. It would be nuts. That'd be so crazy. That'd be the craziest thing ever. I think it's already massive that we got the 3 Down Stars update. So that's very exciting. Please, enjoy yourselves the holidays. Have a great time. Spend time with friends and family. Watch your favorite movies. I'm going to watch Rare Exports. It's a Finnish film. It's my favorite Christmas movie. If you haven't seen Rare Exports, do check it out. The director is Jorma Tormila. It's fantastic. What a great movie. It's perfect for the holiday season. And stick around. I'm going to announce the promo distribution for the new characters for Codelinker Data, and the Fox. I'm giving out the little Fox as well, and Slim for 3 Down Stars. So take care, everyone. Be well. Thanks for hanging out. It was great having a chat and hanging out on the stream. And thank you all for your support. And please, if you know anyone else who still uses 3DS and Wii U, let them know that these games are still coming. So thanks to everyone, and massive thanks to Nintendo for supporting us and allowing me to get these games out to you. So take care, everyone. See ya, and be well. We'll see you again soon. Thanks a lot. Merry Christmas! Ho 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 ho! Ho 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 ho!